Hello, Lindsay. How you doing? Good to have you here. Uh, Needed to do something here for a second. Oh, that's what I needed. No, this one. Hold on. Sorry, I had to rename one of my scenes, and it wouldn't let me do it unless I was had it active. So anyway, we've got what the hell? There we go. We've got the Artemis test launch at the bottom left, or in the bottom middle. We've got the chat over here, and we got me, and here's dipshit. So we're gonna review this. Oh, by the way, I just printed this last night. Kind of cute, I think. It's a hoodie shaped pencil holder, and since I wear a hoodie all the time, I thought it was pretty fitting to have on my desk. And hey, Cygnus, I have these things. They're charms that go in a pair of Crocs. I'll show you the thing. Show you what they look like. Yeah, like this. That's what I printed. So got the spikes. This doesn't show the vent covers, these things, but these go in these holes here. So yeah. I don't own a pair of Crocs. I just thought it was cool to print in case I ever got a pair. So thought that was kind of neat. And the print came out really nice. I mean, the surface finish is awesome. You can't see, well, you can barely see uh, layer lines. I mean, it just looks like a smooth piece of plastic. It looks like it was injected molded if you don't look at it too close. So I thought that was kind of cool. It's even got the little cords. It's even got the cords. That's funny as shit. Anyway, looks like part of a fence. Are you talking about down there? Yeah, that's Artemis. Those are huge. Wait a second. What the hell? Hold on. Fuck. What's the deal? Why is this? The fuck? Hold on a second. Oh, okay. That's why. See, I've got my headset. Anyway, got the input set to headset, but I have to switch the output. I forgot to do that. That's better.
Hey everyone, I think we are live. It's good to see you all. It is Flat Earth Fridays, so hopefully we'll see someone come in and have a discussion because this is what everybody asked for Flat Earth Fridays. Well, it's good to see you all. Please don't forget to hit the link.
Right. We've asked you to prove your flat Earth, and you failed to do that. So, oh, and I got blocked by Michael Kahn again on Flatzoid's channel. So, if I see my comment go by, well, it probably won't because, oh yeah, here, yeah. Where was it? Is that me? No. Oh, it'd be way, way, way in the beginning, and I don't think it survived the timer. No. But yeah, I was blocked again.
Like and share.
And not just timed out, banned. Because Michael Kahn is a cowardly little piece of shit.
The show. The link for the chat is linked. So it's good to see you. Yes, what's up, Charles? All is good, brother. Hope you are doing well. Glad you could make it. What's up, Michael Kahn? Good to see you too, brother. Glad you could make it as well. Not really seeing anywhere else right now, but hey, we are here. We missed Flat Earth Friday
Hey, Stanley. Glad you could make it.
last Friday because I didn't even realize it was Friday because I've had such a hectic time at work. But we're here, so if anybody wants to come have a discussion, you're able to. Hey, what's up, Charles? Good to see you, brother.
Hey, man. How are you?
Good. And yourself?
I'm doing good. Just busy finishing up this last day of school so we can start spring break.
Nice. So then
Yeah.
we'll be able to see you a bit more often then.
A little bit, yeah. I'll be able to pop in a little bit.
He should be fucking fired.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
How are you doing?
Good. Yeah.
Good.
I swear, if I knew what fucking school he taught at, I would call them and have him fired or try and get him fired. There's absolutely no fucking excuse for a flat earther to be teaching children.
I feel I've had a
There's nowhere in our educational system for a piece of shit like that.
hectic last month of work, going to work again
Yes.
tomorrow morning and stuff, but it's okay, not too bad.
Slowing down a little bit more?
Should start slowing down now, but for a few months, and then it's going to pick up again. It's
I gotcha.
usually that wave it goes through in the year. But yeah.
Oh, and the public service message for today is
Fkatzoid farts on orphans.
So
Good.
Jared wanted us to talk a bit about Artemis tonight.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. What are
he was great on Wild Wild West. Artemis Gordon.
your thoughts on Artemis?
In the back of my head, I know that Artemis is a mythological being, but in the back of my head, they named this after Artemis Gordon. Don't get it twisted.
I don't even like saying the pagan god name, actually.
Me neither.
But I think the whole space program is quite ridiculous.
Is that what you think, you dipshit? Aw.
The more I see it, the more I feel like it's just so outrageous.
You see the thing that gets me
And he's a fucking teacher.
with this whole, especially with NASA, like you said, stooped in paganism.
Mm-hmm.
Stooped? You mean steeped? As in tea?
And
The Christian religion is steeped in paganism, dipshit. You think Christianity happened before the Romans and Emperor Constantine? You think Christianity existed before then? Fuck no. Christianity was created by Emperor Constantine, the Protestant Christianity, to unify his people. It's completely pagan, man.
it's not even trying to hide, how can I say, worship to these pagan deities.
Oh, and you're going to hear Flatzoid say that he doesn't think that Christian flat earthers or Christian globers aren't evil. He's going to say that
You're right.
It's actually
out of his fucking lying mouth.
It's like you're making it an idol of space and exploration and these fake things that were not created by by God.
exactly. It's actually very sad, to be honest. But I think it is part of the delusion that people sit in. Because
Mm-hmm.
if you read your Bible for what it says, NASA
Sure the fuck doesn't say flat Earth. If you read the Bible for what it says, it doesn't say flat Earth, Flatzoid.
shouldn't even exist.
It says shit like the sky is a dome. The sky looks like a dome. That's what it says. It says what people's opinions were over reality.
To be honest.
Right. Oh, right. And I guess I was duped for a long time, but
Mm-hmm.
the more I realize it, the truth and behind it, the more I'm like, wow, I was really. It's sad what it does to kids like me. I was very impressionable, and I love the idea of space. I'm a huge Star Wars fan, which we've talked
Oh
about.
yeah.
But you can still like
Star Wars is not space, dipshit. Star Wars is fiction.
the story and stuff. There's nothing
Yeah,
wrong
you
with
can
that.
still
So
enjoy
anyway,
it. You can still enjoy it. It's
yeah,
just not the same though.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. No, 100% agree.
But it's an indoctrination I don't like, and
Mm-hmm.
they continue to push it as a fact when a lot of it's just so deceitful.
Yeah, and the
So what's deceitful about it?
thing is they push it at a very young, early age on children. So it's
Mm-hmm.
like the TV comes on, what do you see? Space. Go to any books, it's got nothing to do with space. Space is there. Go to a classroom,
Like what books that have nothing to do with space? What books that have nothing to do with space have space in them, Flatzoid?
what's their space?
He's just whining. He's just whining about how reality hurts his feelings.
It's in their space, but the thing that bothers me most about this is they've taken God out of everything and stuck space in the replacement.
No, no Christians have taken God out of anything and replaced it with space. See, science doesn't believe in God. See, God is not scientific. You can't you can't prove God. You can't experiment God. You can't put God through the scientific method. God has nothing to do with science, dumb fuck. So why the fuck would scientists include God?
Yeah.
But I tell you, the Christian NASA astronauts that flew to the moon, that went to the moon and worked for NASA, they sure as hell believe in God, and they sure as hell gave glory to God when they did it. So what's your fucking point, asshole?
That our Heavenly Father is in some expansive place, and every once in a while he'll drop in and say hi. That's completely anti-scriptural.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. It reminds me of in the Old Testament when Moses went up.
All right, we can skip past some of
Not sure
this.
why it would be muted though.
Oh,
OBS loves doing weird things. Anyway, we got Luca in as well and Chris Conley. How you guys doing?
I'm doing good.
It's good.
Yeah, I've lost all respect for Luca. Sorry, hate to say it. Hey, Professor Phil Bell.
It's good. I hope my sound is a bit better now, guys,
Hey,
on
what's
YouTube.
up?
Please let me know if my sound is better.
Hi, Chris.
So, Luca, you're a big Artemis fan,
Luca.
correct?
I wouldn't say fan.
Do you believe Artemis
I
is?
wouldn't.
Do you believe Artemis is eventually going to go up on the 20th of March now?
It'll go up when it goes up, Flatzoid. It's not like a job where you say, you think you're going to work this weekend? Okay, yeah, because I'm scheduled. It's not like a job. It's more like a construction job. Like, are you going to work this weekend? Well, if it doesn't rain, that's what limits their ability to launch, dipshit. Weather conditions, conditions in space, storms, stuff like that. Preparedness of the equipment. See, that's why they do tests, like you see down here in the bottom in the bottom middle. That's why they do test after test after test. Because they're going to be sending people up in that thing, and they don't want those people to fucking die.
Yes.
Did you believe it was going to go
Something
last
like
year as
that.
well?
Well, yes.
And the year before that?
Well, yes.
And the year before that?
Well, yeah.
And did it go?
No, because conditions precluded them from going, dipshit.
No.
I think I've made my point.
No, you haven't. You really haven't, Flatzoid. When are you going to prove you're flat Earth like you said you do? When are you going to do an experiment correctly, Flatzoid? You had a chance.
There was always a reason why it didn't go.
Isn't it kind of weird? Is it what? There's always another. They had a malfunction or a delay.
Yeah, they have. Why didn't Flatzoid drive his car back from vacation? Why didn't he do that? Maybe because his fucking car had a malfunction? Yeah, malfunctions happen, asshole.
And
Well,
it's just
it was. I think most of the delays were just for safety concerns.
yeah, that's what they usually do because it makes the slaves like agree to it. Like, okay, that sounds good.
Slaves? What the fuck are you talking about, jackass?
Because we're all about safety.
Hey, Orion Cooper. Like I said, if anybody can find out where this piece of shit works, I will call his school and try and get him fucking fired.
Right.
I think the most recent ones weren't. I think the most recent one wasn't a safety concern. It was something. It wasn't only due to safety concerns that was delayed. There were other. I'll need to look it up again, but
Yeah, safety, weather, equipment malfunction, equipment not being up to spec. That's why they have tests, like I said.
but if you want, it was the delays were mainly due to safety concerns, but some were.
Sure.
Well, you see, this is where I come. I don't believe that Artemis will ever take off because I don't believe space is really real.
Because you're a dumb fuck, Flatzoid. You're an ignorant little man who thinks that you know better than everybody on the planet, and you don't.
In the way they're portraying it.
The same thing as you think you're a Hebrew scholar because you have Strong's Concordance and you found out how to pronounce Hebrew words correctly. You're not, Flatzoid. You're not.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
So,
I mean, he is truly top left. He thinks he knows more than everybody, but he doesn't know shit.
what they're doing
you
is
don't
they're
think
using
it's
it.
done, right?
They're using it as propaganda to keep everyone focused on the space instead of on God.
Isn't it weird that your God is so ineffectual, so worthless and weak and meaningless that he can be defeated by NASA? Isn't that weird? How your God is so fucked up? Yes, Artemis 1 already took off, absolutely.
Correct.
The space they portray is not real at all.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, think about it. These people are so fucking stupid. They think the statement or the question or the statement of we haven't gone back because we can't means we never went. They think we can't go back means we never went. That's how dumb these fucking people are. And they think they're going to educate anybody on anything.
No, it's like every time they show Is it just me, or why are these parabolic trajectory rockets always scraping water? It looks like it's scraping water every time.
These what? What did you say they were? What?
Um,
I love listening to these idiots try and use big words.
is it just me, or why are these parabolic trajectory rockets always scraping water? It looks
Parabolic trajectory rockets. Hey, Moxie.
like it's scraping water every time. Like I've seen more of that, right?
They don't look like they're scraping water, you dumb fuck. What the fuck are you talking about?
Have you guys noticed that?
I know what you're talking about. The jellyfishing, I call it.
Yes.
Like at nighttime, you can see
Yes, that means they're going into a increasingly thinner atmosphere, dumb fuck. That's what that is. Have you ever bothered to fucking look this shit up? Research any of the shit you're talking?
the night glow a little bit.
Yeah, and they
Yeah,
always
I'm unsure because
and they always say no, it's just hitting that part of the atmosphere. Mm-hmm. It looks exactly like a wake of a boat on a river. Yeah.
No, it doesn't. It fucking doesn't, you moron.
exactly.
it's like as soon as you hit the stratosphere, is pretty much well the way I
The what? When you hit the what? The shadow sphere?
On a river. Yeah.
Exactly.
it's like as soon as you hit the stratosphere, is pretty much well the way I explain it.
The shadow sphere? What is the shadow sphere? Oh, it's Doom. So he thinks we live in the world of Doom? A shadow biosphere is a hypothetical undiscovered ecosystem on Earth. Yeah, so there's no such thing as a shadow sphere, stupid. Now you might have meant stratosphere.
It's all ether, so there's no atmospheric pressure or anything. Um, and they can't really fly past that. Really, like there's no atmospheric pressure for propulsion as it is. So that's as high. I mean, literally, in our
So rockets don't need an atmosphere for propulsion, stupid. They obey the Newton's laws of motion. God damn, what? How fucking stupid.
realm, that's as high as they can get is to the
I
stratosphere.
agree.
Yep.
And I mean, have you guys noticed? Have we yet got an actual demonstration of a rocket working in a vacuum yet?
Yeah, we have. Yes, we have. Oops, that's not what I wanted. Yes, we have. Oh, no, I did want that. Rocket launching into space. See how high it goes.
The thrust of a Saturn V heading to space.
Oops. I definitely don't want to get struck by the Eagles. Why the hell is that still playing? Trying to find a... There we go. So that looks like a wake of a boat to you, dumb fuck? Serious? You think that looks like the wake of a boat? See, that's what happens when a rocket goes into space, moron. There you go. Don't fucking lie to us and tell you haven't seen any proof of that.
No. You're right. Or a camera that's attached to the fuselage of this rocket so we can see it. We can see it all the way.
And it's always looking down.
Yes.
And also, not to mention.
So look up at the sky. Look up at the sky on a cloudy night. All right, no stars. All right, there could be stars. And tell me if that's interesting to you. Tell me if that's interesting to you. It's interesting enough to you to sit through and watch that for 3 hours. Just a video of the sky. That's why they don't show that. That's why they show the Earth that it's leaving from. It's a lot more interesting, Fkatzoid. But if you want to pay NASA a few tens of thousands of dollars to put a camera on that rocket, I'm sure they will.
And that they spend billions of dollars on these things, and the camera looks like a Hong Kong Chinese 2040p camera. You know what I mean?
No, they don't. They really don't, you lying sack of shit.
Yes.
Why? Why does it have to be the most, the worst kind of bitrate camera you can get that you can't even see what's going on?
They have good cameras on there. What the fuck are you talking about? See if we can get one. That's an amateur. Here we go. So you think this looks like a 1080p camera, Fkatzoid? You think this looks like a 1080p camera? See some pretty good detail from that far up. So what are you fucking talking about, you fucking liar?
Yeah.
Everything out of this maggot's mouth is a fucking lie.
I mean, is it
Amazing.
too much to tell them to use a GoPro, for Pete's sakes?
And if they used a GoPro, you'd complain because it's a fucking GoPro. Shut the fuck up.
Yes, because it's
It's like, what?
there's what is it?
Yeah, you don't want to use a lens that doesn't have distortion. You need to use a GoPro so they can complain about the distortion.
Like 60 million a month or something from.
God, let's see what's the new budget.
Yeah, it's a lot of money, and they use all that money. You think anybody's getting rich off NASA, motherfucker? Is that what you think? You think that someone is depositing like billions of dollars in their bank account? Is that what you fucking think, you dipshit?
Budget. Let me go see what.
I mean, okay. Let's go by what you think. So if you get paid $250,000 a year, after 4 years, you should be a millionaire, right? Right? Of course not. Why? Because you got fucking bills, and you got food to buy, and you got utilities to pay, you got rent to pay, and you have gas to buy, and you have fucking air conditioning. And if you have a business, you have payroll to take care of, where you have to pay people money for working for you. So no one's getting rich off NASA, you fucking cretins.
I can find the new budget.
Or 80.
Even when they are faking it, they would have to have getting all their propulsion in the troposphere. Like, I think it's 20 something thousand miles an hour to the escape velocity, and they would have to do that in the troposphere. So in the first 12 miles, they would have to do that. So when you watch the actual fake footage where they're accelerating all the way up and out, into the ionosphere, whatever, I don't know how many, low Earth orbit, 200 miles in the air. they act like they're still accelerating, but it's impossible because at the stratosphere it's only 50 millibar.
And why should that prevent them from accelerating, dipshit? First off, they have less wind resistance, so they can go faster with less energy used. Number two, rockets don't push off air, dumb fuck. If rockets had to push off air for propulsion, that would mean that the air would have to be thick enough to support not only the weight of the rocket, but also the weight of the thrust of the rocket, which is thousands and thousands and thousands of pounds of thrust. I mean, these dumb motherfuckers don't know how rockets work. They don't, but they think they're smarter than everybody, right? They think they're smarter than you when they don't know shit, and they prove it.
Yeah.
And on their surface, 1,000. So you go from 1,000 to 50 in 12 miles in the air.
Crazy.
And let's talk about the temperature. Like we're talking Kelvin, right?
Mm-hmm.
Kelvin.
Kelvin? We're talking Kelvin?
Like temperatures. Like ridiculous. Is that the temperature? Is it called Kelvin? I don't know.
Well, the thing
No. We use Celsius.
is that the temperatures, for instance, like the stratosphere and things, okay?
God damn.
So
a teacher is asking whether you use Kelvin or Celsius or centigrade or anything. He's asking this of a flat earther, a fucking teacher.
Exceeds anything that we have on Earth that can actually go without totally disintegrating.
Yes.
I mean, disintegrating?
Yep. Yeah, it is Kelvin. Okay, good.
But look how arty they make their budget.
Mm-hmm.
$864 million for the new commercial M2M infrastructure. Wow.
Yep. Propaganda is what we call that.
Yeah, stupid people call it propaganda.
Shirts.
Look how
and
beautiful
all those
it
things.
is. Yeah. And the famous arc as always, guys. Because they always take this arc. Why don't they go straight up?
I don't know. Have you ever fucking researched it? Have you ever even fucking tried to research it? Why do rockets go in? Why don't rockets go straight up? See, it's simple as this, man. Just ask a question and research it. Rockets do not go straight up because their goal is to reach orbit, which requires immense horizontal speed, approximately 17,500 miles an hour, to fall around the Earth, not just altitude. Flying straight up would cause the rocket to run out of fuel and fall directly back down. They use a curved trajectory known as a gravity turn to tilt horizontally, which saves fuel, reduces structural stress, and maximizes efficiency. You stupid motherfucker.
Yeah, that's that parabolic trajectory, right?
That's the excuse they use. That's the excuse they use.
The reason they
No, it's not an excuse, stupid. Once you fucking research it.
don't go straight up is
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm talking to the guy who knows more than every NASA astronaut, every NASA employee, every NASA scientist. He knows better.
because that going into orbit, not
Yeah, but that's what I say.
going
That's
into
the excuse for that.
space.
For have because they want to fall around Earth's gravitational field.
Yes, that's correct.
Yes, but Kelvin is reserved for very, 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 very hot things.
Okay, let's see.
Or very cold things.
Um,
We don't measure our body temperature in Kelvin.
I went, yo.
Hey, Debatable D.
read what it says in the AI overview. The final fiscal year for 2026 budget for NASA is set at $24.438 billion,
Yeah. Yeah.
following a minibus spending bill signed into law. This budget represents roughly 1.6 to 1.7 decrease from the previous year, but it rejects deeper cuts proposed by the administration. Key funding includes $7.2 billion for science and over $2 billion for the human landing system. What a waste of money.
I know, I'm telling you.
I mean, what do you think?
We have starving.
Exactly. What do you think that money could be used for? I think there's much better things that
It could be used for NASA because that's what Congress has allocated that money for.
that money could be used for.
I agree.
They don't say shit about the military ever, do they? They never say anything about the military. What is the military's budget? The military gets $1 trillion. So why aren't you complaining about them, Flatzoid? Why? I mean, NASA's a drop in the fucking bucket.
Much better things.
I mean, let's for instance look at, they keep moaning that they need to do research for sicknesses and things, you know, for instance, cancer research or leukemia and all those things, you know what I mean? And how they get money in for that is donations practically.
No. I mean, people that do the research for NASA can get donations, but what the fuck are you talking about?
Now, why can't the government take that $128 billion and put that into cancer research, for instance?
Oh, he's talking about medical research. They do allocate money for medical research. What is the government budget for medical research? U.S. government, primarily through the National Institute of Health, NIH, invests nearly $48 billion annually in medical research. The fiscal year 2025 budget reaching roughly that amount and a $47.2 billion or higher base established for fiscal year 2026. So what the fuck are you talking about? Do you think that the government only gives money to NASA and everyone else can go fuck themselves? Is that what you think, Flatzoid? They don't give any money to anything but NASA? God, what a dumb fuck this guy is.
Exactly.
Wouldn't that be more of a win-win situation than trying to get people to a place that doesn't exist?
See, that's your opinion, Flatzoid, but we've got people living in it right now. We have people living in the ISS that's in space right now. So you can keep whining about how you think space is fake, how you don't think space is real because somehow you think the Bible says so. You're just a fool, man. You're just a fucking fool. You embarrass yourself. You embarrass your family.
Right. Because the masters, because the simple question is that this is good versus evil, and there's some very evil people at the top, and they want to remove God, and that's why they see us as useless eaters. That's a fact.
Yeah, you are pretty useless. There's absolutely no use for Christianity, for religion in anything. None. Zero.
Yeah.
You're useless. You're fucking. You're warts on the ass of humanity.
I guess this is also why a lot of people don't know about the biblical cosmology. And Christians today have fallen for the globe model over what the Bible teaches them. So you get Christians.
I mean, the globe model. So you don't even know what the heliocentric model is yet. You haven't even fucking learned that. The heliocentric model is measurements of reality. That's all it is. When you distill it down, it's measurements of everything around us, Flatzoid. So why should people believe in the Bible that gets the value of pi wrong over measurements?
Christians today accepting evolution, and you get them accepting the globe instead of what the Bible says.
Yes.
The Bible says donkeys talk, slavery is good, a snake talked, a guy walked on water. I mean, you talk about relative density disequilibrium. How could Jesus walk on the water, Flatzoid?
And to me, that's not actually right.
I mean, that gets me. Is they talk about, well, gravity isn't gravity. It's density disequilibrium. So how could Jesus walk on water if he's more dense? Is Jesus less dense than water?
Right. Now, guys,
No, it's not.
I'm not saying anything bad about
Yeah, remember when I said he was going to say this? Well, he's going to say it. He's going to lie his ass off.
anybody. Again, saying if you believe in the globe, you're not a Christian. Or that's not what I'm saying.
Exactly.
Hmm. Let's go through your is it videos? I believe if I look hard enough, I could find where you've called Will Duffy a demon because he's not a flat earther, Flatzoid. I believe we could find that if we really try. And it's not going to give me oldest, latest, oldest. So it'd be about a year old. That's still 3 years. Probably could have gone the other direction, been better off. But you call people demonic for not believing in the flat earth all the time, Flatzoid. You've made the statement that Christians who don't believe in flat earth are demonic. You've made this statement. You've said this, Flatzoid. Stop lying to us.
Exactly.
Okay.
Right.
I'm just literally saying it's based on propaganda that you've been fed your whole life. Yes, yes.
I've been a lot of
It still makes me laugh that someone who claims to be a Christian is whining about propaganda.
needguide.net,
Religion is nothing but propaganda.
and he's a Glober, but yeah, he's like a really good Christian. I learned a lot from him.
Yeah. That's what I say.
Yeah.
Got nothing against a globe Christian. It's not
Bullshit.
a salvation
You know
issue,
what?
but you have to look into it and think to yourself, am I being honest with myself if I believe in the globe over what God?
Being honest. Oh my God. The fucking lack of personal awareness is just amazing with this dipshit.
Made the world to be.
Yeah. Yeah, I was just thinking, like, as you're talking, I was thinking about this. You know, when I was a Glober, one of the things I always had in my mind was that God could do it. So I didn't really deep dive into it. I just accepted what they told me because I knew my God was so powerful. You know, he's omnipotent. He's all powerful. You see.
Omniscient? He's omniscient? Is that the word you were looking for? If God is omniscient, why did he have to go to Sodom and Gomorrah to see for himself the sin and depravity happening there? Why did he have to go there himself to see before he made a ruling on that? Why, buddy? An omniscient God wouldn't have to go there. He'd already fucking know. As a matter of fact, he would have already fucking known that they were going to do that before they ever did it. So what the fuck are you talking about, omniscient God?
So I never really questioned that he couldn't do these things or couldn't create these things. You know, the way they. But anyway, it's an interesting.
So what's the issue? What's the issue? You decided to believe in a God that is so ineffectual and so useless that all he can make is a mud pie under a dome? Is that what you believe?
Because they'll say like, well, you're just limiting God, and I'm not at all.
Yeah, you are. You're limiting God from an infinite, all-powerful being to someone who can only make mud pies.
What we're saying is the Bible is talking about an intimate relationship that he has through his creation.
Amen.
Which
Yeah,
says,
that's what I say. Like,
yeah. See
like whenever I bring up like the realm and these things, like it's what I'm trying to do is bring people closer to God, even though they might already have a deep faith or whatever. I mean, it shows how much more of an intimate relationship that God really has. He is ever present. Like he's, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like the realm just brings you so much closer in a
Yes.
relationship with God.
Yeah,
So
but
the way I see it,
yeah, what I usually bring up, for instance, is let's compare the globe to God's character.
Why? Why? God isn't real. Things that are real don't have a character.
Okay, the globe tells us that the universe is ever expanding. It's expanding
Yes, yes, the universe is ever expanding. That's been proven.
further and further away. So that makes heaven moving further and further away from us.
No, that means heaven's expanding in its size, Flatzoid. That's what that means. That your heaven is expanding, not moving away from you, expanding. Your God's getting bigger. Not your God, because you don't believe in the real Christian God. You believe in a flat Earth God. So your flat Earth God is teeny tiny. The Christian God is infinite.
As we
Exactly.
know, God wants to be with us. He wants to have a personal relationship. He wants to be close to us, not further away from us. The globe
Right.
also teaches that there is no up and down. Okay?
There's no up and down in space. There's no up and down in space. We don't say that there's no up or down, motherfucker. What the fuck are you talking about? You lying sack of shit. We say there's no up or down in space. We're saying that the globe doesn't have an up or a down. North isn't up, south isn't down. That's what we say. But you guys keep fucking repeating the same bullshit.
The Bible is very clear that God will come down from heaven. Okay?
Okay, and that's impossible on a globe. So, well, first off, there's no such thing as God. So God can't come down, and God won't come down. Jesus, it's the second coming of Jesus, not God, dumb fuck.
We also see, for instance,
See, Flatzoid thinks that Jesus was God because Jesus claimed to be God, and some book says, yeah, we'll go with that. He fell for it. What a gullible fuck.
if you look at just God's character and how he created us for a purpose, the globe tells us we don't have a purpose. We're just here by chance. And that
Right. Yes, you have whatever purpose you've set out to have in your life, Flatzoid. Nobody says that nobody has a purpose in life. Nobody says that nobody has a purpose. Nobody. What the fuck are you talking about? See, you you need the earth to be flat so you don't feel insignificant. You need the earth to be flat because you're an insignificant piece of shit. You lie about God's infinite creation because you're a pathetic little fuck. You have low sense of self-esteem, so you need the earth to be flat.
God created other worlds and alien races and things.
Yeah.
No, nobody thinks that God created alien races. Nobody believes that, Flatzoid. Give us a citation that says anywhere that science thinks God created alien races.
Yes. And that we're
Listen to this dumb motherfucker just lie.
not his only, there's other things that he's created, and
Which is keeping secret from
are
us.
we his best? Or, like there's people that literally, I bet you they question that.
Amen.
You know what? Your first verse is expanding universe. Well, then that completely contradicts. We did that in our little podcast. Remember that?
Oh, yeah.
Genesis 2:1.
Amen.
I completed the work. I am finished. It's right there.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't say he kept going. So it's a contradiction of Scripture.
Right. It's what people 2,000 years ago thought. That's what the Bible is the thoughts of people who lived before we really understood what science is, before we started measuring things, before we started investigating things. So, yeah. Don't know what to tell you, man. Your Bible doesn't reflect reality.
100%. And that was actually a good presentation you put up there. You should actually...
Oh, was it? You might want to use a little more lube on that little circle jerk.
You should actually do a review on your
Review of that,
presentation.
yeah.
No, I'm saying do the presentation
Who was this?
again.
Is this Charles?
But you should say, yeah, it's Charles, yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Sorry, man. Yeah, I had to. Yeah, I guess I was on that other account. Oh, here's a scripture, guys. I was. This was the other day. It's Psalms 24:1, and this talks about the intimacy of this creation. The Lord.
We can skip that.
That's insane. What's the foundation of the globe? Because there is no such thing as a foundation on the globe.
Who said anything about foundations? See, that's biblical talk, Flatzoid. That's talk done by people that are dumb like you.
Yeah, my answer is there is no.
They thought that the earth was just like a building that needed foundations. And it doesn't. It's a fucking sphere in space. Fucking deal with it.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, biggest doggus.
On the globe.
Come to the office in the bell ring, please. At the office. Gavin Morales. No way, Murphy.
Okay, well, if hypothetically Jesus did lay down the foundation of globe, well, I guess underneath it doesn't really have a foundation.
Yeah.
Since it doesn't really, it's in space, so the globe's not really sitting on a plate
I agree.
or sitting on a base. So
Yeah, so it can't have a foundation then.
there's no foundation. No.
Yeah, you see that would go against scripture.
I guess
Hey, Flatzoid, what kind of shirt is that? Is that 100% cotton, or is that a cotton poly blend, like every shirt is?
the found if you want to get technical, I guess the foundation would be gravity, because gravity holds it together. So I guess
Yeah. See, if you look at the Bible, you have to like say, well, okay, we know reality is like this, but the Bible says it's this. We know reality is this, but the Bible says this. So I I don't know what to believe. So I'll believe the Bible. You don't have to do that with science. Well, okay, we measured this. Cool. We measured it. We don't have to go by people's opinions from 2,000 years ago.
guess
Oh no.
I guess in a
What's
way
gravity?
the Earth would be the
Yes, a teacher, a person who claims to be a teacher just said, "What's gravity?" and laughed. That's how ignorant these motherfuckers are.
Earth's foundation, or the Earth's mass. The mass would be the foundation,
Yeah.
because mass, well, gravity is, well, F equals ma. So without mass, there's no gravity.
So what are your thoughts, though, Luca,
Yes, Stanley, that's exactly what it meant. Foundation of principles, not fucking foundation like a goddamn house.
on why does NASA keep eluding all their space missions to pagan deities?
What do you mean?
For instance, Artemis.
Uh huh.
Why do the disciples in the Bible have English names? I don't know many Hebrew people, Israelis, or whatever nationality they were, that had names like Mark, Luke, John, Peter, Paul. Don't know many of those.
Who was Artemis according to mythology?
Oh. Why? Well, I'm not really sure, but I know Apollo was the Greek god of something. Neptune was, well, Neptune's a sea god, right?
Artemis was the master of disguises, worked alongside James West.
Yeah, Neptune
They were Secret Service agents.
The
was
trident.
Trident.
Lived in a train.
Yeah.
I guess. Terraria is god of land. Solus is, well, the sun god, I guess. Oh wait, no. Oh, no.
Hey, I better.
No.
I gotta go, guys.
No
Sorry.
worries, brother. Thanks for
Hey,
coming
Luca. Sorry for interrupting you.
in. Much blessings, man.
God bless you guys.
Blessings, mate.
Bye bye.
Y'all take care. All right. See you around. Bye bye.
Cheers. I think the thing that bothers me with Artemis, though, specific, is what Artemis stands for.
What, caring for children? Caring for the weak and children and women? That's what Artemis stands for. In ancient Greek religion and mythology, Artemis is the goddess of hunting, the wilderness, wild animals, transition, nature, vegetation, childbirth, care of children, chastity. She was often said to roam the forests and mountains attended by an entourage of nymphs. The goddess Diana is her Roman equivalent. So,
But it's just a name, isn't it?
Yeah, but
Artemis is just a name in the end.
yeah, but why is NASA using all the pagan names for all their missions? You know, it's
What do you mean by
they're
pagan?
giving reverence to paganism.
Not really.
Yes, really.
It's
Why don't they,
It's
for
just a-
instance, call one of their missions, I don't know, Samson or David? You know,
Right.
because like David and Goliath, because David's taking on a giant, something like that. Instead,
Well,
they're
David's
using
not-
all these pagan deity which is, really
Well,
bad
one,
stuff.
they're not staying on the Earth, and they're leaving it and going into space. So you can't really just call it a Earthbound name like David or something, or a
Okay,
name
how
that
about
can be given
Michael the
to.
Archangel?
Again, because that's religion. Religion has no place in science, Flatzoid.
Michael. Well, Michael sounds. Honestly, Michael just doesn't sound cool.
Or how about Elijah or Enoch when they were taken on the chariots of fire?
Who's Enoch? You said that's not in the Bible, Flatzoid. You said Enoch is not biblical. So why are you suggesting Enoch? Is it that you're relying when you said that it's not biblical? That you actually think that book belongs in the Bible?
Enoch and naming.
See, Flatzoid has a shitty memory. He can't remember saying things, so he contradicts himself a lot. He lies and then contradicts himself with another lie because he doesn't have a good memory. My father once told me, if you never lie, you don't have to have a memory. You don't have to remember the lies you told, so you don't tell those lies again, or you don't contradict those lies and make yourself look foolish. But Flatzoid doesn't have a good memory, so he just lies and contradicts himself with more lies.
I guess, well, you'd have to pick names that sound cool.
Oh, and Enoch doesn't sound cool?
No, it doesn't. It sounds like a venereal disease.
Not necessarily.
I think
again,
Enoch
it's all
sounds
based
way
on
better than
opinion
Artemis.
Do you? Do you?
I mean, Artemis does sound like something for a space mission.
Oh, really? Do you know what Artemis stands for?
Well, no.
It's a Greek goddess.
You said it's a god, right?
Yeah, it's a Greek goddess.
So,
She was worshipped for
Okay,
childbirth and virginity. What has that got to do with space?
The goddess for hunting, the wilderness, wild animals, transitions, nature, vegetation and childbirth, care of children, and chastity. So, no, it's not just about those two things, Flatzo. It's not just these two things. Okay? What a dumb fuck.
but nothing much.
Exactly,
I guess.
nothing at all.
I have no idea why this is buffering.
But if you look at Enoch, he was taken up with chariots of fire to the heavens.
So you think that's physically possible? For a flaming chariot that takes someone to heaven? You think that's fucking possible?
That has much more relevance
Hey, SKS. Hey, Deplorable.
to space, doesn't it?
I guess I can ask Google why, like something like why NASA names things the way it does. They do.
Oh, we know why. Because they're reverencing their belief system, their Baal worship.
Reverencing? What the fuck kind of language are you speaking, man? There's no such word as reverencing.
Well, I'll still ask anyway.
Because think
Either
about it,
ChatGPT
Apollo, okay. Why do they name it Apollo? Michael actually said in space, in chat.
I mean, Apollo is mythological.
But there's a meaning behind Apollo, though.
Yeah, like a hero.
And it references like Satan. I will rise above the stars of heaven. What was Satan thrown to earth for?
And wait, isn't... Hold on, I need to check that.
You do know Apollo and Abaddon are demons.
Artemis.
No, Apollo isn't a demon. Apollo is a mythological god. So if Apollo's a demon, then God is a demon.
I need to check. Does Apollo have any relation to Artemis?
It makes me
well,
think of
yes. Okay.
Yeah, go ahead,
that's
Chris.
fine.
the Vatican. They got some observatories that named the thing Lucifer.
Lucifer, yeah. Their famous radio telescope is called Lucifer.
That actually...
Right, bringer of light. You know how we see with light? A telescope brings in light to our eyes. You dumb fuck.
It makes a lot of sense now.
But of course, Lucifer was honest with Adam and Eve when God lied to them. So what do you have against Lucifer? Oh, yeah. Yeah, he brings truth and wisdom and light. You don't like that. You like to be lied to.
Artemis is Apollo's twin sister. So we have Apollo and Artemis because that's okay, fair enough, yeah. That makes sense. That makes so much sense. Why they'd name it Artemis.
Yeah, at the end of the day, it's
like
just
Apollo's twin sister.
Yeah, at the end of the day, it's just...
At the end of the day, you're a dumb motherfucker, Fkatzoid. That's the plain. That's the long and short of it. At the end of the day, you're a dumb motherfucker who thinks you're smarter than everybody, and you're not.
Very in your
You prove it.
Face that they are giving reverence to pagan deities. And the reason they give reverence to pagan deities is because, well, yeah, that's who they serve.
No, they serve the people of Earth. They don't serve pagan. NASA is not a religious organization, dipshit. They don't serve any mythological or religious figure.
So basically Apollo
Hey, Lisa.
took humans to the moon first, and then, like 50 years later, a new generation. So Artemis is bringing humans back in a new generation kind of way.
No, no one's gone to the moon, Luca.
That's your opinion. That's your opinion. I'd say the people that went to the moon would beg to differ.
And that's why they named it Artemis.
Okay, let's put it this way. You believe someone's gone to the moon. Why haven't they gone back to the moon after all these decades?
Because they didn't get the funding, dumb fuck. But you know what they're trying to do right now? You see this? See this at the bottom? See this thing? You know what they're trying to do here? You fucking ignorant asshole.
Well, didn't they give reasons for that? Like they...
Why didn't you drive home from your vacation, Fkatzoid? Right away. Because you didn't have the money, right? Why didn't you get your car fixed right away? Because you didn't have the fucking money, right? If you go to France, you save up all your money and you go to France, and then you come home, why do you ever go again? Because you don't have the fucking money.
What, they're like...
Do you think that shit's free?
Why go back...
Hey, Zorg.
Back to the moon and budget
They
and
lost...
like
They lost the technology and it's a pain to build it back again. That's the only
Thank you.
reason.
No, they didn't lose the technology, dumb fuck. And they can't use the old technology. Why don't they make Model Ts anymore? Because newer cars, it wouldn't be compatible. Fuck, what a dipshit. Oh, they lost the technology and it's too hard to put it.
Petite.
Very efficient.
Just cherry picking, gaslighting bitches. They like to cherry pick little quotes from different scientists and people in NASA, but they won't accept that NASA is in space. They'll cherry pick what those people say and ignore all the rest because they're dishonest pieces of shit.
Yeah,
Well,
you see.
budget cuts too. So.
But Luca, how much billions of dollars have they spent on this Artemis that hasn't even gone up yet?
Well, I'm not sure.
I spent a lot because it takes a lot of fucking money to go into space, dipshit. You know that the space race bankrupted a country. You know that, right? Bankrupted Russia. Russia was in shambles. Russia was fucking destitute because they lost. They spent all their money. It's not like you hop in the fucking car and go to the corner for a fucking pack of cigarettes.
I do agree to some extent that NASA NASA does do. NASA's budgeting is not really good. Like how they spend the money and stuff. It's not really good, but it doesn't mean that what they produce is fake or not. Just because the spending's not been the best lately, it doesn't mean anything.
I'm reading up. They spent about $105 billion on the Artemis program so far. And what is Artemis to show for it?
Well, nothing right now. Artemis 1 cleared the way for Artemis 2. So it doesn't have anything to show for it right now. If you say you're going to go to the store, right? You're going to walk to the store and it's raining for like a month. What do you have to show for your trip to the store, Fkatzoid? Nothing, right? Because you haven't fucking gone yet. You haven't left the house yet because it's been raining or it's been heavy winds or it's been too cold. Fucking dumb motherfuckers. They don't think before they speak. They don't even fucking think about the words that are coming out of their fucking mouth.
That doesn't look pretty. That looks pretty bad when you put it like that. But
that's a lot of money.
It doesn't.
Yeah. It's a lot of money. They want to make sure they don't fucking blow people up and kill people in the process of going. That's why they're testing everything.
Really mean much in the. Well, yes, it's a lot of money, so it does mean that. But that's all it means. It doesn't mean it's.
Would you think it's fair to let someone pay for a service that they don't get?
Nobody's paying NASA for a service. No, nobody's paying NASA for a service. NASA gets their funding from the government. And so far the government's okay with it. Why do you have a problem? You think if space was fake, no, the government would give NASA money? Are you fucking serious? You're an idiot.
I mean, NASA doesn't really get.
No, remember,
NASA.
America, they pay taxes for this.
Yeah, but not
and
NASA.
And usually taxes go toward services, correct?
Well, usually, yes. If you
And if they spend so much money on taxes for a service that they're not getting,
So the government gives a whole shit ton of money to the military, but they're not in a war. Well, we are now, but normally they aren't in a war. So all that money, they just shouldn't get it. See, that's the service you're paying with the military. Military is only here to protect this country, to go to war if necessary. So is all that money just useless? Nobody gets any pay. Nobody gets food. Nobody gets uniforms. Shut the fuck up. You don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
do you think that's honest of the government for letting people pay so much tax for something that they don't get a service for?
Let's see. Apollo, they got a service for that. Gemini got a service for that. Let's see. The Mercury program, yep, they got their money's worth of that service. The Gemini program, yes, they paid for that service. Apollo program, yeah, that service. Skylab, that went from 64 to 73, 11 or 9 years. So yeah, they got benefits from that service. Apollo Soyuz, yeah, same thing. All these things. None of these things have ripped the American people off, dumb fuck. None of them. I mean, shit, man. You've promised things that doesn't cost you any fucking money, and you never come through. The fuck are you complaining about NASA for? You're a hypocritical little shit stain, Fkatzoid.
So you're saying that if you pay taxes for a service you don't,
Well,
then
well,
that
let's put it this
a
way:
service has
you pay
nothing to show
taxes.
for,
You pay
like
taxes.
arson.
You pay, for instance,
No, I pay taxes, and part of my taxes go to a school. I don't go to that school. I don't have any kids that go to that school. But I don't have any say so in that school. My taxes go toward the government. The government gives the money to the school. I'm not paying the school.
taxes for
I mean, I don't think you even know how fucking taxes work. I don't even think you know that. You're so fucking stupid.
water and refuge and things like that, okay? And keeping the roads clean and things like that.
I mean, refuse. Refuge is a place you go for safety. The government doesn't have garbage refuge.
Okay?
God damn, what a dumb motherfucker.
Those are services you get for that tax. Now, the tax there is being...
And no, not all taxes go towards service, you stupid fuck. Not all taxes go toward paying for a service that the general population benefits from.
used for something that's not getting done. Now, I know all about that because in South Africa, we just don't get services for the tax anyway. So it's not fair. But I'm trying to prove a point is so much money has been put into a program that just gets delayed a year later, a year later, a year later.
Right. And what's the problem? It gets delayed because it gets delayed.
Why isn't that money being put to good use?
It is being put to good use. See this? That's where the money's going, Flatsoid. You may not like it, but why doesn't the church pay for cancer research instead of sending money to missionaries? What good do missionaries do me? What good are missionaries? Why doesn't the church? Why doesn't every single church take all that money that they were going to give missionaries and give preachers? Preachers should be doing it for free for the glory of God. Why do preachers require money? Why is that, Flatzoid? Why don't they just take that money and give it to cancer research? Give it to kids' cancer. Because that's where they choose to spend the money, man. Why don't you give all your money to the church? Fuck rent, right? God's more important than rent. You're an idiot.
To where it can really be put to, for instance, cancer research. You know, things that really do matter instead of trying to send someone to Narnia.
How many dollars have you given to cancer research, Flatzoid? How many dollars have you given to cancer research? No, better question. How much of a percent of your income have you given to the church in tithe? Bible says 10%. Have you done that? Just a hypocritical shit stain. It's all he is. A hypocritical Dunning-Kruger shit stain.
I do get what you're saying.
Mm-hmm. I guess that's why we don't live in America, at least.
Well, yeah, America is like definitely needs to do a bit more to like not charge as much for insulin, and the healthcare is not really that good because they do charge a lot of money for.
I think the healthcare is better than
in
where I
America.
stay, so I can't really say anything about that.
Oh, you think it's better?
Oh yeah, way better.
But the insulin in America costs like.
Wait, what?
Say anything about that.
Oh, you think it's better?
Oh yeah, way
Money for.
I think the healthcare is better than
in
where I
America.
stay, so I can't really say anything about.
How is healthcare in South Africa compared to the rest of the world? South Africa has a deeply divided two-tiered healthcare system featuring high-quality private care comparable to developed nations, alongside an overburdened public system serving the majority. When the private facilities offer top-tier expertise, 80% of doctors say serve only 27% of the population, leaving the public hospitals overcrowded and understaffed.
That.
Oh, you think it's better?
Yeah, that's why everybody goes to South Africa for their important operations, right? They don't come to the United States. They go to South Africa.
Oh yeah, way better.
But the
Hey, dickwad. I think that's supposed to be a D, isn't it?
insulin in America costs like.
I don't hate the idea of God. God isn't real. I'm not scared of anything that isn't real. Just not. Why should I be? I'm not afraid of the Easter Bunny. I'm not afraid of the big bad wolf.
Like.
You know why? Because those things don't exist either.
Triple the amount it does.
If you've ever tried
else.
to go to government hospital, yeah, you'll know what I mean. No, it's really bad, Joe, man.
I'll be right back.
But you said it's the best in the world, Flatzoid. You just now said it's better than anywhere. Now you're saying now it's really bad.
I gotta run. I'll
No
be right
stress,
back.
Chris. Thanks for coming, brother.
I
See, he can't not lie. Every word that comes out of his fucking mouth is a lie.
would say nothing to show for it is a bit. Okay, how about not enough for the money?
I
I
agree
think
with
that's
that.
that's a much better wording.
I agree with that. There's more cons than pros then. It's
Jesus Christ. Does it get any better?
made a big vacuum chamber. It's called the Sandusky, Ohio.
How big's the vacuum chamber?
It's big. They don't need a full-size rocket. They can just have a miniature rocket to show, hey, look, there's propulsion from a rocket. But they...
Why would they do that, Flatzoid? Why would they do that? Why? Why would they put a little teeny rocket in a vacuum chamber to prove that rockets work in a vacuum? Why? NASA already knows they do. NASA already knows they do. They don't have to prove anything. They don't. Why the fuck would NASA have to prove that rockets work in a vacuum? See, NASA doesn't cater to high school dropouts, to people who are dumb as fuck. NASA caters to the science community. We already understand the laws of motion. You don't.
can have Brian Cox dropping a...
No, we're not scared, dickwad, at all. I'm not.
bowling ball and a feather in that vacuum chamber, but they just aren't able to just put a little rocket in it to say, hey, look, guys, we have propulsion in this vacuum.
I don't know. Get him a little rocket, pay for him to do the experiment, and let's see it happen, Flatzoid. Pay for it. See, NASA doesn't have enough money in their budget to do stupid little fucking experiments to appease high school dropouts like you. They just don't. It's not in their budget.
Well, I'd say the biggest issue is, well, gravity. You can't. Gravity is the main problem you'd have with the recreation.
No, but you know,
No, gravity wouldn't be a problem. He's just talking about taking like a little Estes rocket.
think what I'm saying. They made a big vacuum chamber. It's called the Sandusky, Ohio, vacuum chamber. Okay. Obviously, it can't reach the tall values of space, but it really does reach very, very low standards. You agree?
Yeah, dickwad, and every penny of that $60+ million is spent on science, not to do flat Earth experiments to convince idiots that the Earth isn't flat. You're as dumb as Flatzoid, man.
Wait, what?
It does reach very low tall levels. Okay?
In a vacuum chamber?
Yes, it's a vacuum chamber. Now, why do we never see tests done in this vacuum chamber? Why don't you ever see,
They do tests in that vacuum chamber. I said do. They do tests in that vacuum chamber.
instance, rockets working in this vacuum chamber, or you have astronauts with their spacesuits in these vacuum chambers?
Because they've already tested the spacesuit, Flatzoid. They've already tested it. Why don't you pay them to do this, Flatzoid? And I'm sure they will. It'll only cost you $1 million.
Well, didn't an astronaut go into a vacuum chamber once?
Not the Sandusky, Ohio. And when...
What the fuck are you talking about, dickwad? Spent on science. Yes, spent on science. What science? Space science. Whatever NASA science that they choose to do. Paying people like it's Turbix. What the fuck are you talking about?
when the one astronaut did attempt to go into vacuum chamber, he almost died.
Yes, because he had a leak in his suit.
I did hear about that, yeah.
Let me see. testing a NASA spacesuit in a vacuum chamber. NASA tests spacesuits in specialized vacuum chambers, such as Chamber B at Johnson Space Center, to simulate the near-zero pressure and extreme temperatures of space. Do we have a video?
4.3 is stable. Next, you would take your O2 actuator to IV and then start a timer. So if you give us a mark on O2 actuator. All right, stand by. O2 actuator's IV, mark. We started the timer. All right, so this is the...
Okay, this is just doing spacesuit training. Yeah, the umbilical came unplugged. That's what happened. It was Jim LeBlanc. But until that hose came unplugged, it was sealed. Here we go. Neil Armstrong practices in vacuum chamber before Apollo 11 missions. So this is one of the things they did. Here's James May. We've seen this one,
Captain
right? He tested it. This is a fucking Gemini suit. This isn't even an Apollo suit. So, yeah, they have tested him, Flatzoid. You're a fucking lying asshole.
Yeah, I saw it. I did read about that. So, but it wasn't. He didn't die.
You sure about that, dickwad? You sure about that? What happens when a spacesuit depressurizes in a vacuum? On December 14th, 1966, NASA spacesuit technician and test subject Jim LeBlanc, oh, he was a technician, found out, suited up in an early moon suit prototype. He entered a triple-doored vacuum chamber. Then his pressurization hose somehow became disconnected, and LeBlanc became the only person to survive near vacuum pressures when his suit dropped to 3.8 psi to 0.1 psi in 10 seconds. That's because his hose came disconnected, dipshit. It isn't because the suit couldn't withstand the pressure. It's because his hose became disconnected. Jesus fucking Christ, you're dumb.
Because, like, he died because he almost.
No, he didn't die. He passed that straight away because
almost.
The saliva on his tongue started boiling straight away. Obviously, if you're exposed to such low pressure, it's going to do things to your organs that's not very good. He did survive though, but
he did. Yes,
the suit didn't protect him.
Yes,
yes, Chris.
Well, actually, that's a little bit. That's not true. I would say that's not true. The suit did
I just closed out my shop and I'm about to start heading on the road. And when it switches to 5G, my 5G has been going in and out, and I'm going to the Metro store or whatever, my phone. So if it cuts out, it's because my service went out.
Just no stress, brother. No stress.
Well, it would have had there not been the something broke or something. It didn't really have anything to do with the suit, but something malfunctioned, you could say.
Yeah, what happened
Yes, an umbilical hose came loose.
A
is
pipe
one of the
broke or
pipes
something.
came loose, apparently.
Yeah,
And why did it come loose?
and that made the pressure.
No, but why
go,
did the
and
pipe
that
come loose?
played in with that. Well, I don't know the
Because the
fault,
air
I
pressure
can
in the suit was too high.
find out.
So something had to give
I'll
in,
find
and it was
out.
the pipe that gave in because the air pressure was too high compared to the surrounding area. And this is the issue that a lot of the astronauts will face if they do go into quote unquote space, as they put it.
Let's see. And what do they always say about that? If you had a leak in a suit or the space station or the ISS or whatever, right? It would be instantaneous. The chamber, which normally takes 30 minutes to repressurize, was blasted back to atmospheric pressure in 87 seconds. 87 seconds. Not instantaneously. 87 seconds. A minute and a half. Let's see. Does it say why the when the hose somehow became disconnected? It didn't break. It didn't break. It became disconnected. Means it disconnected itself. So no, it didn't break because of the pressure. Fucking dumbass.
Would that be inside of a pressurized environment?
You know, it's funny. It would have broken if they hadn't fucking done any research at all into knowing how they should build it to withstand the pressure of space. But they did. The whole thing was designed to withstand the pressure. The problem is a hose came loose. Now, if you've got a hose that has like a nozzle that's like one of those snap-on nozzles, you know, you pull the thing, stick it on the hose, and it connects. And you bought this hose because it's rated at so many psi of water pressure, but then all of a sudden that nozzle pops off because you've disconnected it somehow. Does that mean the hose is at fault? No, it doesn't. It means that connection came loose. Fucking, you are dumb. You're dumb as fuck, man. No, the seals were designed to withstand that pressure, stupid. What the fuck are you talking about?
Like, a spaceship is pressurized and...
You know, if a tire blows out on your car, it's not because the tires were faulty or the tires were designed wrong. It means you've done something to the tire to make it flat, or something's happened to the tire to compromise it. Doesn't mean it wasn't designed for that pressure. Fucking dumbass. God, what a dumb fuck.
You wouldn't really... You're not outside in a spaceship.
And why are you believing anything that Fkatzoid says? He's a fucking liar. We've proven it here. Why are you believing anything he says? Yeah, what Fkatzoid just said.
So yeah,
Chamber. Let's see.
let me quickly get it up for you. This is the This is how it looks, guys. Look at that. See how big those doors are?
Oh.
Thick concrete.
I see.
Right, those thick concrete doors aren't for pressure, stupid. Those thick concrete doors are for blast. If something explodes inside of it, or if they have something that's radioactive in there, it shields from the radioactivity. You fucking dipshit. Those thick concrete doors don't seal as a vacuum. That's not part of the seal. See, you're so fucking stupid, Flatzoid. You haven't even bothered to fucking research that. We've corrected you on it thousands of fucking times. And you still say the same fucking lie.
This is them pulling the Orion capsule or the Artemis, chamber, so they can put it into the. Now, they're testing it in the vacuum chamber, okay?
Oh, okay.
With no people, nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Right. That's the way they test shit. They don't test shit for the first time with someone in it. You ignorant fuck.
That's it. That's the test, apparently.
Right, to test if it can withstand pressure. Withstand a vacuum pressure. That's what they did.
Come on.
So they just moved it in the vacuum chamber and then back out?
That's what we're seeing. They don't show actual tests.
So you've got what is that, a still photo? Flatzoid? Is that a still photo? Orion spacecraft for Artemis 1 installed in vacuum chamber at NASA's Plumbrook Station. Okay.
Seeing they don't show actual tests.
I mean, that shows that
I mean, do these fuckers think that NASA's purpose on life is to prove that the Earth isn't flat? Is that what they think?
can withstand a vacuum chamber, I suppose.
Well, let's put it this way. If something isn't airtight, can it withstand the vacuum chamber as well? Because it just equalizes with the pressure around it, correct?
Well, just like when it depends how fast how quickly the pressure changes. If it changes very fast, then it's like gonna be a balloon. It's gonna pop. It's gonna blow up, basically. Explosive decompression. But if it's just like here on Earth, the pressure changes.
See, you just lied again, Flatzoid. You just fucking lied again. Let's
how chamber, I suppose.
The Orion.
listen to this.
This is how it looks, guys. Look at that. See how big those doors are?
Oh.
Thick concrete.
Oh, I see.
This is them pulling the Orion capsule or the Artemis, chamber, so they can put it into the. Now, they're testing it in the vacuum chamber, okay?
Oh, okay.
With no
Yes, this is after they tested it.
people, nothing,
Mhm.
and that's it.
We could put you in there, standing here. How about then there'd be people in there.
That's the test, apparently. Come on.
So they just moved it in the vacuum chamber and then back out?
That's what we're seeing. They don't show.
No, that's not what we're seeing, dumb fuck. We're seeing it after its testing being pulled out. You fucking lying shit stain. We're not seeing them put it in and then take it back out. We're not seeing that at all, Flatzoid. You made that up. What a piece of shit. What a piece of shit fucking liar. Yeah, go ahead and join live. Go ahead. Go ahead. Join live.
Show actual tests.
I don't know where you're going to do that because I'm not set up to talk to people live.
I mean, that shows that it can withstand a vacuum chamber.
So you've got a whole bunch of important shit to tell me? Like anything new? Well, you want to ask me where the curve is?
I suppose.
Well, let's put it this way. If something isn't airtight, can it withstand the vacuum chamber as well? Because it just equalizes with the pressure around it, correct?
Say what? What did you just say?
A vacuum chamber, I suppose.
Well, let's put it this way. If something isn't airtight, can it withstand the vacuum chamber as well? Because it just equalizes with the pressure around it, correct?
Depends on how big the hole is. Depends on how big the hole is. If it's like this big, yeah, no, it won't. But if it's a pinhole,
Well, just like when you. If. Well, it depends how
hey, U.S. Editor,
fast the. How quickly the pressure changes. If it changes very fast, then it's like gonna be a balloon. It's gonna pop. It's gonna blow up, basically. Explosive decompression.
which is better than explosive
But
diarrhea.
If it's just like a. Well, here on Earth, the pressure changes quite rapidly when you put a hole in something. Because there's a lot more gas on it.
Let's see. Popping a balloon with tape over the hole.
Stop it from popping. First, I blew up the balloon. Next, I got the tape and put it on the balloon. Finally, it was time to test it. I'm so nervous. Subscribe. Today I...
Oh my god, it didn't explode! It didn't fucking explode, Fkatzoid. What's the matter? What happened to this? What happened? Oh, that was cute. I like that. I like that little reversal of video. See, the only reason a balloon pops is because it's under tension. It's under stress. It's under tension. And if you make a hole, you're breaking that tension, and it wants to stretch and get tighter, and so it pulls that hole wider. That's why a balloon pops. But if you don't allow the balloon's pressure to rip the hole apart, it's not going to explode. And if you took that needle out, if you took that pin out, it'll just get smaller and smaller and smaller over time, gradually. See, it just depends on the size of the hole, Fkatzoid.
There's 2 points where it's the most durable, the top and the bottom. These points have the most rubber, making it more elastic. So when you poke these points, the rubber stretches around the skewer and prevents the balloon from popping. Subscribe if you like science.
So it's not exploding, Fkatzoid? Huh. Isn't that weird? The fuck is that? I'm not going to click on that. But none of them are taking the pin back out.
Hello and welcome to video. It also needs some petroleum jelly without it popping. Step 3. To wrap it around your finger. Step 4. Conclusion. Why did this happen? The polymers were much less stretched. So when pierced, there was enough room to allow the needle in between the chains without breaking them.
Yeah, that can... Because...
I mean, they're just baffled by simple grade school science, aren't they?
When you put a hole in something, the gas immediately washes in to fill the available space. And that's what really causes the boom.
Well, you think you could help me?
Like a miniature sonic boom, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
That's how quickly pressure could... But in space, well, there's not really much gas up there, so there's not really going to be much of a... much washing. So it's going to be... It's not going to be like a explosive in a way. You can put a hole... There can be a gas leak on like the ISS or something, and well, it's not really going to do much immediately, so you will have some time to fix it before
what happens to a vacuum chamber if higher pressure is presented to this vacuum?
If you get sudden pressure changes, then it can be quite devastating.
Quite. I think it can be very devastating.
Yes, it can be very devastating. Yeah, when you get pressure changes that happen very quickly. That's how you explode.
Jabalik just wants us to talk about Artemis. There's just so much we can say about Artemis, Jabalik. If you want to talk about Artemis, the link is attached. You can come in and talk about Artemis. How's that? Only reason Artemis is brought up, excuse me, is because that's the latest space propaganda. It's the latest fantasy getting people to the moon, and the point we wanted to bring up, it keeps on getting delayed.
Well, there's another point though. People won't be actually. People won't.
Hey, Viz.
Be landing on the moon in Artemis.
They'll be going to the moon.
Yes, they'll be going to the moon. They'll be.
That's what they claim.
Basically around the moon.
Which is even much easier than the Apollo missions, correct?
Well, to get something to the moon.
What do you mean easier? They're just going to circle it. They're just going to orbit it. So, yeah, it would be a little easier than landing on the moon. But we've landed on the moon how many times?
To the moon, it would be pretty hard. I'd say it would be. Because you'd need to, well, when with all movements and stuff, you'd need to do some calculation to work out where the moon's going to be so you can hit it, or in this case, go around it.
So do you know why we haven't seen any
proof of flat Earth from you?
Any demonstrations of rockets working in a vacuum chamber?
So
Yeah, we've shown you videos of rockets in a vacuum chamber, but you make excuses. All you do is make excuses as to why you can't believe it.
So, do we have any demonstrations of rockets working in a vacuum chamber? Well, I'm not sure. I'm sure there might be, but I don't think it would be. I guess not. I guess engines maybe could be tested in the vacuum chamber. But
No, that's what I say. We don't have any demonstrations for this.
But we do.
Hey everyone, well I did it. I finally got a vacuum chamber that can fit a human. Devasi sent me this giant vacuum chamber.
I know just the person to put in there.
They even put my Action Lab logo on it. It's so cool. It was a beast to get into my lab though. It's giant. Holy cow, it came in a 630-pound crate. So there are a lot of things I want to test in this, but let's start off with one of my favorites that I haven't been able to test yet. Can rockets really fly in space? The syringe. Once the gas starts pouring out, it should send the syringe flying in the opposite direction. Now let's try to ignite it by just holding our laser in one spot. Whoa. Holy cow, that generated a lot of force. Once the rocket took off, it smashed into the wall just into a million pieces. That's so cool. So let's try a little bit bigger syringe and see if we can do it without destroying the rocket this time.
Notice how long it takes that thing to fill back up?
Hey, it worked. Look how cool that looks. You can see the stream of smoke particles shooting out of the rocket like a laser beam. Since there's very little air in the chamber, there's nothing for the stream of gas to bump into, so it has a very straight flow with little turbulence. So if we were at this pressure in the sky, we wouldn't be able to use a traditional jet engine to provide thrust. We would have to use a rocket. Rockets not only work in a vacuum, but they actually work better in a vacuum than at atmospheric pressure. The propulsion in a rocket comes.
So in order for that syringe for it to push off the air or to push off that wall, that would mean that stream of air would have to be strong enough. And it wasn't. Not until it took hold. See all that smoke at the beginning, that little curl of smoke that went out? That was just from the burning. That was from the initial burn.
At all.
I mean, what about SpaceX?
What about SpaceX? Do they have any demonstrations showing rockets working in a vacuum chamber?
I think they might. Hold on, I'll look it up. Well, I would suspect that rockets are routinely tested in vacuum or something. Let's see.
Yeah, but what I'm talking about is propulsion in a vacuum.
Right. I mean, this is written simply enough that a child could understand it, Fkatzoid. Rockets operate effectively in a vacuum chamber, providing they do not need air, proving they do not need air to push against, but rather move by expelling mass, Newton's third law. Examples include small-scale experiments using model rocket engines or flash paper and large-scale industrial tests for satellite engines. These experiments demonstrate that the rockets can function and often perform more efficiently without atmospheric pressure.
You would think it would be easily demonstratable to show propulsion in a vacuum.
Oh.
Yet we don't get these demonstrations. We just get people trying to explain how it works. It's like throwing spanners out. You know? The laws.
Right. It's the it's the third law of motion. A law that can't be violated.
Of motion. But without understanding, when you're using the Newton's laws of motion and there's an atmosphere, you actually got something to push off of. There's something to push in. When you're in a vacuum chamber, there's nothing to push. All that energy just gets released into the available space.
So where in Newton's third law of motion does it say that, Flatzoid? So you're just making this shit up because you're dumb.
So therefore you don't have propulsion.
I mean, propulsion can still work without air. You don't need...
So because you can't understand Newton's third law, we don't have propulsion. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up.
Off of.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
So in a vacuum chamber, propulsion works fine. It's not.
I mean, U.S. Senator, by all rights, these fuckers should be the smartest people on the planet because they've been spoon-fed every bit of scientific information we have. But they're dumb, so they just remain dumb. It's amazing.
Not like air is a requirement.
It'd be like feeding all these algorithms and all these mathematical formulas and all this stuff into AI, and the AI not being able to add 2 + 2. It's that ridiculous.
Push off of.
Well, that's what I'm saying. The only demonstrations we have is in an environment with air. We don't.
No, we have fucking rockets in space, dipshit. Those aren't the only examples, you lying sack of fuck.
Have any demonstrations without air. And to me, that's quite detrimental to this whole space thing.
Not fair?
Oh, is that your opinion? Who gives a fuck what you think, man? Detrimental to you. Fuck off. You're an idiot. No one gives a fuck what you think.
Propulsion does not require air.
I'm not saying it requires air. I'm saying why don't we get any demonstrations showing in a vacuum? That's my point.
We did every time Apollo or Gemini or Mercury launched. We did, Flatzoid.
Ah.
Yeah. And debatably saying, yeah, there are demonstrations, but this.
We did with Artemis 1.
Saying they're pushing off the walls. Exactly, because those demonstrations, like we said, they're small containers. And you can clearly see when the air comes out, the thrust comes out of the rockets, so-called, it doesn't move until that air has reached the walls of the container, which then causes it to move.
Yeah, true, Orion. True. You'd think Wankzoid would get something right by accident. You'd think.
Well, the main thing here is that, well, while they even... Okay, let's assume that there aren't any, which, okay, well, let's consider first that there aren't any demonstrations. Why? That still wouldn't be a problem.
What do you mean? Why wouldn't it be a problem?
Because of Newton's third law, dipshit. Because of Newton's third law. It's not a problem that there aren't any demonstrations that make you feel better.
Because let's use an analogy. Let's assume for the moment that, okay, you're going to assume for a moment that the Earth is rotating. Let's do that. Okay, you're going to assume the Earth is spinning, and the Coriolis is real for a moment. Okay, so
No, Coriolis is real, just
Focus
not Earth.
pendulum. Okay, the focus pendulum. I doubt that the focus pendulum has been tested on every latitude. So, yeah, you don't need to test things everywhere to make an assumption that it does happen. Because let's assume that the focus pendulum has not been tested at the equator. Okay, well, if our model is right, then it should have no spin, no rotation to it, no drift.
Okay,
There should
I
be
just,
no
I just
drift
want
at the equator.
to point out something quickly, okay? Like, let's say you sit on this chair like I'm sitting on, okay? It's got wheels. Those wheels are touching the ground, so it's got friction. When I throw a bowling ball, I can move, correct?
Yes,
because it's friction.
Yeah.
Now,
So you think you're pushing off the air, Flatzoid? You think the air has enough thickness to make you go backwards? You think you're pushing off the air? No, you're pushing off the mass of the bowling ball.
what if you're in a frictionless environment?
Well, I'd say when you throw a bowling ball, equal and opposite reaction.
No, but that's what I'm saying. But you have friction, which helps you to move. If you don't have any friction, you can't. Which helps you to move. If you don't have any friction, you can't move. Correct? Let's try doing that same thing now on ice. Would you move?
Yeah, you would. Yes, you would. If you're sitting in a chair and you push back, holding a bowling ball or a medicine ball, you're gonna get thrown back in your fucking chair because that's the opposite and equal reaction.
Oh, you'd move
less.
Better.
You'll move less than in ice because you have less friction. Now the point comes to they're claiming to be in a frictionless environment and throwing that bowling ball.
Better.
How can you expect you to move?
That's actually a friction.
Say what? How could you be expected to move if it's a frictionless environment? Because of Newton's third law, dumb fuck.
A frictionless environment will work.
As a matter of fact, a frictionless environment would make you move faster and further. You wouldn't stop.
Better for rockets than on Earth.
Holy
because
fuck.
With rockets, how rockets move in space is they create miniature explosions inside them, and those explosions get pushed out one side of the rocket, and that makes.
Yeah, so if we take an instance, where are we at? Here we go. So if you have a rocket, or if you have an explosion, right? It's going to explode in all directions, right? Here's the explosion going off in all directions, starting from A. It's originating in A, and it expands out in all directions. Now put a wall right there, or a cone. What direction do you think the expansion is going to be, Flatzoid? Still going to be in all directions, but the expansion on this side is pushing against the fucking rocket, asshole. That's how it works.
Makes the rocket.
It's not air that's getting pushed by this part. It's the rocket ship that's getting pushed by this part. I mean, that's as simple as I can fucking make it for your dumbass. It really is. That's as simple as I can make it. Do you understand it?
Move in the opposite direction. So equal and opposite. So they're using Newton's laws to move the rocket. Equal and opposite reaction. Every action has an equal and opposite reaction.
Yeah, but who says that equal and opposite reaction works in a frictionless environment?
Well, why wouldn't it?
Because it hasn't been shown to be tested to do.
What do you mean it hasn't? It's tested in space, dipshit. Why would a frictionless environment prevent that from happening? What a dumb fucking statement.
We don't need to test it.
Yes, you do. That's called science.
We can make these.
Newton's third law of motion's already been tested, dumb shit.
we can say, okay, well, we don't need to test everything to make sure that.
But would you agree that's called science? Because the hypothesis would be the only reason you have equal and opposite reaction is due to friction. So if the friction...
No, that's not what science says, dumb fuck. That's not what science says. Holy fucking shit. Holy shit. He thinks that that's what the third law of motion states. Listen to him. Listen to this dumb motherfucker.
Thing to make sure that.
But would you agree that's called science? Because the hypothesis would be the only reason you have equal and opposite reaction is due to friction. So if the friction is removed, will you have equal and opposite reaction?
Oh my God. He thinks that friction is the reason we have an opposite and equal reaction in Newton's third law. That's what he just said. Holy fuck.
I'm telling you, no, you won't.
There's nothing in Newton's law that says anything about whether being in a frictionless or a friction environment makes any difference to the law. It's a law, so...
Why can't it make any difference to the law?
Well, the law doesn't mention anything about whether...
It doesn't need to mention...
Oh my God. Newton's third law of motion. Holy fucking shit, he's dumb. Oh my God. Newton's third law of motion states that for every action there's an equal and opposite reaction. If an object exerts a force on object B simultaneously exerts an equal force in the opposite direction on object A. Forces always occur in pairs, representing a fundamental symmetry in nature. See, we can't move if it's a frictionless environment because our feet can't gain traction on the fucking ground, dumb fuck. Has nothing to do with Newton's third law. Holy fucking shit, he's dumb.
Friction.
Yeah, it doesn't need to mention anything about friction.
Because I'm stipulating now a new hypothesis. The only reason it works is because of friction. So if we remove friction, will you have the same outcome? And I'm telling you no, because no one's been able to demonstrate that you can have the same outcome without friction.
If you like do math or something.
Math is not reality. You can use math. Okay, math works.
Math is not reality. Yeah, but we can predict things with math. We can record things with math. We can measure things with math. You're a dumb fuck, Fkatzoid. You will never be anything other than a dumb fuck.
It's really good to work out things. Math is really good. Math is really good when it comes to computing things. Great, I agree. But does the math prove whether things can move in a frictionless environment?
Yes, it does. Yes, math is the only thing that proves something. Science doesn't prove anything. Mathematics does.
If there's nothing suggesting it won't, then, then it should.
Oh my God.
In science, we don't need to...
In science, you test all hypotheses. In science, you test hypothesis. Wait. In science, you test hypothesis.
We don't need to work out everything in order to know something to be true. Right? We don't need to work
I'm going to quickly try and help Phil Bell, because Phil Bell doesn't seem to understand how entropy works in thermodynamics.
Oh my God, Phil, you don't know how shit works? Oh, that's bad. Yeah, Phil Bell doesn't know anything, says the guy who thinks that you need friction for Newton's third law.
He says the rocket is just controlled explosion. No shit, Sherlock. The force created by the matter leaving the nozzle is equal to the force acting in the opposite direction. Actually, it's not. Because if you have
Actually, it is, dumb fuck. Actually, it is.
Available space, that force is cancelled out. The only time
What? That force is cancelled out? No, it's not. It's a force. It's an explosion. It's an expansion of gas.
It would have that opposite equal reaction is if there's friction, if there's air behind it, because it gives friction. There's something to push back. That's why.
Holy fucking shit, he's stupid. Holy crap. So you think the friction in air? See, you said before that there's no friction in air, Fkatzoid. That's what you said before. That air doesn't have friction. So what the fuck are you talking about? Remember when you said air doesn't have friction, and I proved you wrong by showing you the Tesla turbine? Remember that, Fkatzoid? When I reviewed you live, when you said that? See, that's why you don't have to have a memory if you tell the truth. Flatzoid doesn't have a memory, so he can't remember the lies he told, and he can't remember what to say to not be a hypocrite.
You can even have back pressure on your exhaust of your car. If you guys have ever realized that if you squash your exhaust, you have more back pressure. It's the same thing. You have equal and opposite reaction based on the friction. If you take away that friction, you remove the air, it's just freely expanding into the...
So show us in any science book where friction is a variable. Show us, Flatzoid. Go ahead.
the environment. That's it. It's entropy, guys. No energy change.
Like,
it's just entropy. Fuck me. You don't even know what entropy is.
You.
Because let me put it this way, Luca. Let's do it in a very simplistic form of understanding. Let's say you go and push something. Okay, you're pushing it. You're pushing a force on it, correct? Now let's say while you're trying to push it, someone is pulling it faster than what you're pushing it. Will you be pushing?
Say what? Someone's pulling it faster than you're pushing it? Why is someone pulling it, Flatzoid? Why? No one's pulling on exhaust, on a rocket exhaust. It expands outward. And the open end of the nozzle lets the gas expand out. The closed end of the nozzle lets the gas push it. Take this. Here. How can I do this? Hang something from the ceiling, right? And put it against your hand. And now do this. Do this. Does it push on the thing? Yeah, it fucking does, doesn't it?
That block.
Huh? Will you be pushing a what?
You pushing a block. Now someone is pulling the block faster than what you can push the block. Are you pushing the block with a force, or is it moving on with someone else pulling it?
No one's pulling on a force, Flatzoid. You're pushing a block. No one's pulling it. Oh my God, what a dumb motherfucker.
I mean, it depends if it escapes you, but you would be
And this is it. Okay, let's do it in another fashion. You're leaning against the wall. You have force attributed to that wall, so you're pushing you back.
Yeah.
Remove the wall and try lean against it. What's going to happen?
This has absolutely nothing to do with Newton's third law, dumb fuck. None. Zero.
I mean,
oh my God.
I guess.
Exactly. So you're not going to have an opposite reaction, are you?
Right, because you're not pushing against anything, Flatzoid. You're not pushing against anything. So Newton's third law does not apply. What the fuck? Yes, there's no walls in space, dummy. Jesus Christ, he's fucking stupid. Look at him. Look at how fucking stupid he looks.
Well, no, you have nothing to...
That's what we say when it comes to rocketry. And we haven't had any demonstration showing we're wrong. All we've got with people are saying, you guys don't understand physics, you guys are all morons, insulting us like crazy, but no one can just...
Yeah, you are. You do not understand physics. You think that Newton's third law of motion requires a frictionless environment, or an environment with friction. What the fuck are you on, man? You've just proved that you don't understand physics.
Demonstrate what we're asking. Is it so hard to take from $105 billion Artemis nonsense rocket thing, take $1,000 for instance, and say, hey guys, let's just quickly go and stick a little...
$1,000? You think it costs $1,000 to do a fucking test with NASA? Multiply that by about 100.
Small rocket in a big vacuum chamber and see if it actually works. That's it.
But why would they do that though?
Exactly, because they don't want to prove that space is fake.
No, that wouldn't prove space is fake. No, that's... See, they don't do it because there's no need to do it, Flatzoid. Holy fucking shit. Do you have to test to see if gas is flammable every time you put it in your fucking car? No, you don't, do you? It's already been tested.
No,
because if you show rockets cannot work in a vacuum, you automatically show that the whole space farce is a fraud.
Like, they're not... They already know rockets work in a vacuum, so they don't need to do the experiment you're saying.
Of course you need to do the experiment. That's how science.
Why don't you do a fucking experiment, Fkatzoid? Why don't you do a real experiment for what's in your miserable lying life? Could it be that you don't know how to do a fucking experiment? That you're just a lying sack of shit who speaks out your asshole? We've seen how you do experiments, Fkatzoid. You draw lines in the sand and claim that everything we know about sunrise is wrong. That's your experiment. Lying about the direction you're looking to see the sunrise. That's your idea of an experiment, Fkatzoid. So don't be fucking criticizing NASA because they won't do your flat Earth experiments.
Science works. Experiment is needed for science to work.
But what if you already know something?
So nobody's ever done any experiments with Newton's laws of motion. Is that what you're saying? Nobody's ever done any experiments with Newton's laws of motion? I'd say you're full of shit, asshole. I'd say you're a lying piece of fucking crap.
Something will work. You don't need to do an experiment for something you know will work.
Okay, Luca, what is experiment according to science?
I mean, well, first, it's basically an answer to your hypothesis. I guess is a way to phrase it. So you observe something, you form a hypothesis, you do the experiment to test the hypothesis.
Yeah, but you just said you don't need to do an experiment.
No, that's not what he said. He said we don't need to do an experiment on Newton's third law of motion with rockets because we've already tested Newton's third law of motion. We already understand it, Fkatzoid. That's not what he said. You're making up words. You're lying again.
Well, if you already know...
How? You've never done an experiment. How do you know it's true?
Well, they've done it.
Who? Who's done it?
So, Fkatzoid, which works better? What you've got first-hand knowledge of this. Which works better? A frictionless environment or a friction environment? Like if you don't put oil in your car. Which works better, Fkatzoid? Which is more conducive to motion? A frictionless environment, like with oil in your car, or one that isn't, that has a lot of friction, like when you fuck your engine over by not putting oil in it? Which do you think is better, Fkatzoid?
Like NASA. NASA has already seen a rocket work in a vacuum.
Where's the demonstration? Show us this demonstration.
Space.
No. A demonstration.
Yeah, a demonstration. It's a big fucking demonstration. Rocket in space. Here you go, the GoPro. This is a GoPro, Fkatzoid. It's mounted to this rocket. It achieved Mach speeds up to Mach 5.5, 3,800 miles per hour. And I believe the yo-yo D-spin kicks in. And here it is in space, Fkatzoid. How about that? Isn't that weird?
Not a fantasy, how can I say, show that they put in Anya. We want to see an actual demonstration on Earth, where we live, in a vacuum, because this is where we are. We're not in space. We're on Earth. And it's
Earth is in space, Fkatzoid. We don't fly rockets from New York to Detroit. We put rockets in space. And we do it pretty successfully.
Claimed that rockets work in a vacuum. So if you cannot demonstrate on Earth that rockets work in a vacuum, how does one expect us to believe that this rocket can work in Narnia?
Because of Newton's third law of motion, dumb fuck. Jesus fucking Christ.
Why can't you just listen to the experts?
Because Fkatzoid's the expert. Fkatzoid's the expert. He knows everything, Luca. He knows everything. He knows more than everybody.
I mean, the They should know what they're talking about.
And he has a bed and breakfast on the fucking peak of Mount Stupid.
But they have credibility.
Yeah, it has to be in a lab now. Yeah. You know what that sound is? Sound of those wheels on the goalpost moving machine squeaking.
Come on, I'm waiting.
So why can't you just trust NASA?
Yes, why can't you trust science? Why can't you trust science? You know, if it wasn't for science, everything you're doing right now wouldn't be possible.
Okay.
You think you'd have a nice mic if science can be trusted? You think you can be talking on the internet without science? Don't fucking think so.
Give me one good reason why I should trust NASA.
Because they don't lie. You do. They're vastly smarter than you are.
I mean, why can't you trust NASA?
Yeah, why should I trust NASA?
Well, I guess it's just opinion about what you choose, but give me reasons that
I mean, if you weren't a paranoid dipshit, you could trust NASA, but you're a paranoid dipshit. You think you're smarter than everyone. So.
Shouldn't trust NASA.
I just gave you a reason.
That's called being humble, Flatzoid. It's called being humble, like the Bible calls for. See, the Bible commands you to be humble. You're not being humble, Flatzoid.
Okay.
You're not being a good Christian.
Give you multiple reasons.
Why? What were they?
They don't show any demonstration for what they're claiming. They take a lot of...
Their entire fucking business model is a demonstration, dumb fuck.
Money for not giving a service that people pay for.
They do offer a service. The service is space exploration. They're doing that. Next.
And they keep pushing propaganda on the masses without actually...
There's no propaganda. They aren't pushing any propaganda. You're pushing propaganda on the masses, Flatzoid. You're lying about the shape of the earth. You're lying about what the Bible says. Between you and NASA, you're the only one doing that.
Showing it to be true.
I mean, NASA uploads basically everything they do online, or you can ask them. So they are very transparent in ways that make its claims externally checkable. So you can...
Yes, you can confirm everything they do, Flatzoid. Through experimentation, through testing. You can confirm everything that science says. But you won't, because you're a lazy liar. See, if you try and confirm things, you're going to confirm them. And that ruins your grift.
Check NASA's claims. And, you know, that's
okay.
one reason to trust
okay.
NASA.
Let's put it this way. The claims is rockets work in a vacuum.
No, that's physics claim. NASA doesn't claim that. Physics claims that. Physics says that. That's a law of motion. Do you know what a scientific law is? Of course you don't.
Can we have a demonstration of a rocket working in a vacuum?
So
yes, it has to be a demonstration done on Earth in a vacuum in a lab in Toledo, Ohio, in 1975. Oh, we didn't have that. Oh no, then everything's fake.
So they claim rockets that work in a vacuum. You want a demonstration here on Earth showing a rocket working in a vacuum chamber or something.
Yeah, I mean, if I have a business, if there's a company that films and publishes everything they do, publishes their entire expense report, publishes their budget, yeah, I don't think that's transparent. I don't think that's being non-transparent, Flatzoid. I think that's a very good sign of transparency.
No one's showing a rocket working in a vacuum. That's exactly the point.
Yeah, we have. Flatzoid. Yeah, we have. Here's another one. And then he came back down. So there we go. You want more? You want more? We can find more. We can find more. Here's Starship. There's a flight test that probably went all the way. Soyuz rocket. We'd show that one. This is an amateur rocket launch, Fkatzoid. "56 miles above the Earth." Huh. Isn't that weird how that can happen? So there's your demonstrations, dipshit.
Well, and they do, like, not full rockets, but they do, like, thrusters, I guess. They do, like, one of those very small, they do small thrusters working in a vacuum.
Do they have documentation of this?
Like, I think it's electropropulsion, maybe? No, electric propulsion. Wait, let's see. Where is it? Yes, they do have. It does exist. Spacecraft thrusters.
Hey guys, you guys asked for FE Friday, so we're talking FE Friday.
You know,
believe me, I would roll the do what I do every night. But this is a conversation that needs to be done, though, I guess.
No, it didn't need to be done. Well, you needed it to be done because you're dumb. But everything you're saying is wrong.
Let's click on this.
If you're a Christian glober, you're more than happy to come and discuss biblical cosmology. We can do that as well. Exactly, SKS. The only video they have shown in a vacuum chamber shows zero thrust. Fans don't work in a vacuum either. Yes, because it needs air to push the air around for the fan to work.
Let's see.
At the end of the day, all you do, Luca, is have faith in man. You have faith in a company called...
No, we have faith in science, Fkatzoid. You have faith in a 2,000-year-old book that's been proven wrong.
NASA. Umbrella Corporation.
Okay, well,
No, Umbrella Corporation is something completely different, Fkatzoid.
Here's... I guess I can paste the link in Discord or something.
You have it
in general.
Though
this is the site where I found it on, but it's not. Okay.
You can see it in the private chat, live stream chat.
Oh, private. Okay.
There's a live stream chat.
I'll send in the private chat. I'll send in the private. I'll send in the live chat as well.
Yeah, we can.
Right.
Hello, M Agent. How's it going, M Agent?
For private chat on Discord.
Yeah, it's on the top right corner. You can just click there.
What's the point of this?
Oh yeah.
What's the point of what?
What's the point of your dead channel? It died long ago. What's the point?
Where's it died? I've gone up like 200 subscribers in the last month. What are you talking about?
What subscriber?
What do you mean, what channel? You're on my channel.
I don't... Yeah.
No, I said what subscriber? Your channel is dead.
Oh, it's gone up 200 subscribers in the last month, man.
And you keep insisting on showing...
Okay, that's all this guy...
Isn't that sad?
And he's kicked because the guy cannot just be honest. Remember, guys, this is one of the trolls that are butthurt because he doesn't have really anything on the channel. He's a troll that's jealous. Anyway. Okay, oh, you stuck it in your own...
I stuck it in... Yeah, I used DM. Oh, well. Yeah, I can find the...
Okay. I've got it up now. NASA, okay.
Lab.
I'm gonna...
It's from official NASA.
NASA. I just want to please tell all the flat earthers out there that go and say, NASA! It means deception, guys, please. Nashar means deception in Hebrew, not NASA. Okay? Just gotta correct the people, because they keep on spreading this misinformation out there. Okay.
You're actually on our side when you say that.
Yeah, the thing is, NASA doesn't say Nashar. Nashar is deception in Hebrew, okay? Yes, NASA is very similar, but it's not NASA. So I just want to point it out, because people still keep pushing that.
Yeah, I have heard that. Okay,
Now, where is the exact page? Facilities.
Let's see.
Capabilities.
Rockets in a vacuum.
Yes, about us. Okay, it's in facilities, I believe. Okay, so if you hit those three, hold on.
Rockets in a vacuum, and it keeps bringing up weird stuff.
So if you go facilities.
Okay, must I go facilities? Where's facilities?
It's okay. Maybe you can just search for facilities in. Maybe you can just search
facilities. Okay, I've searched facilities.
Facilities. Let's see if that brings it up. Yes. Construction. Okay, that's a lot. Okay, let's see if I can find a better search. Okay, how about? Okay, let's see if I can see if it works.
What exactly are we looking for here?
The propulsion in the vacuum chamber.
Propulsion.
Facility. Oh, and what was this? Test. Okay.
How do you spell propulsion?
Let's see. No results. Okay, propulsion is P-R-O-P-U.
I've got it. Don't worry. I was just joking. I just misspelled it. Okay. Imaging spectrometer inside the thermal vacuum chamber. In Phoenix lowered a thermal vacuum chamber. Environmental testing in a thermal vacuum chamber.
It's electric propulsion.
Electric propulsion. Oh, ion.
Yeah, at laboratory at APL.
Ion propulsion. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah.
There, ion propulsion. There we go. Yeah. Let's go. Let's go. Thumbs up for ion propulsion. Don't see any demonstration for it.
Those facilities are equipped with the test facility.
Look, guys, ion propulsion is a thing. It works, but I'm talking about a demonstration of a rocket working in a vacuum chamber. That's it. That's all I want. No demonstration. It's not hard.
So you don't want ion propulsion? You want?
No, I want a demonstration. Ion propulsion works, man. I've seen it work. But does it work in a vacuum chamber? That's another story. Just like I'm asking. How do we know rockets work?
Yes, ion propulsion works in a vacuum chamber. Holy fuck. Holy crap, you're dumb.
In a vacuum if we don't have any demonstration of it. Get it?
Let's see. Not fire, not boom flying. Hey, what about? I found a European space agency. Let's see if we have something.
You see how hard? Should it be so hard to find something, to be honest?
Vacuum chamber in propulsion lab.
But should it be so hard to find something?
I mean, a vacuum chamber inside the propulsion lab kind of shows propulsion working in a vacuum chamber, I guess.
Sure.
Well, I found this. I think we've seen this one before. Notice where the needle is? So we had trouble with it igniting. So watch the needle. Going frame by frame. And notice the wire. See, if the wire's in there, it means it hadn't gone off yet. We'll get there. Hold on. All right. Hold on a second. Frame by frame is so fucking slow. Well, we'll get there. Okay. Oops. What the hell? So, when it starts, see the thing, you see the right, this is one frame, 1/25th of a second, or 1/30th of a second, whatever the frame rate is. See how we've got the thrust starting? See how the wire moves? Boom. What does the scale show? As soon as that thing ignites, the scale reads weight. The scale reads pressure. Right there. See the needle? Now, I'm just going one frame. Next frame. See the needle's all the way up here? I bet money that gas hadn't reached the other end of that chamber. So there you go, Fkatzoid. All right, hold on. And right there, see, right when that wire moves? Right there, when that wire moves is when that scale starts registering weight. And that smoke is only around here. So how does it push? How is it pushing off air, Fkatzoid? How is it doing that? We'll go one more frame. Here's where the needle is, right? It was here. Now it's here. And the smoke is only here. The exhaust only got to here, Fkatzoid. Let's go another frame. See, the smoke is right here, and now the needle's here. See, it's registering weight. This is 5 frames. See, here's the needle. Where's the fucking pressure? Where's the smoke hitting the wall to give it thrust, Fkatzoid? Where is that? Fucking dumbass. You dumb motherfucker. Hey, Frida, how you doing? Good to have you here. I haven't seen you before. Yeah, they scrape water because they think that there are waters above.
Here's the link.
It's vacuum chamber in propulsion lab. Let's see if we can search by that. No, oh wait, actually. Oh, we can. Okay. Discord. Okay. Let's see if we can paste that in Google, and then it should be the first one, the first link. Wait. Yes. Oh, and that's the okay. Yeah. It should be in the AI overview, and then the NASA Jet Propulsion Laboratory JPL. That's.
Okay, guys, this is what it's showing. This is what it's showing me on screen. What exactly do you want me to click on, Luca?
The ESA Propulsion Laboratory in Netherlands. There's that one too.
Where do you want me to click?
Let me see your life. Okay. It's going to be the European Space Agency +4, right?
That one.
That should be.
Should I click it? Should I click
the
it?
Vacuum chamber propulsion lab. There it is. The ESA vacuum
that
chamber.
one.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's the one.
Okay, where's the demonstration?
I mean, they just talk about it.
I want the demonstration.
Oh, well, I'll have a look to see if I can. Let's see.
Look what it's saying here. Read this, guys. The largest vacuum chamber in East.
Here's another one. Done by the same guy who did this one. It's the same channel. Warped. Now let's see if we can see any movement before we see the exhaust. Oops. That's not what I want. So we've got smoke. And we got movement. Did you see that? See that? See it move? The exhaust is only to here, Fkatzoid. The wall of the chamber is way past the frame. So what the fuck are you talking about, asshole? No demonstrations. Boom. And it's still moving backwards. So you're a piece of shit, Fkatzoid. You're a lying sack of shit.
Pieces propulsion laboratory is used for testing different types of thrusters for space. Some 2 meter in diameter and 5 meter in length. The small plasma facility is large enough to contain sections of a
and the only reason they test them in a vacuum is to test the compatibility between metals, Fkatzoid, and the amount and the ability for the seals to work right. See, when you get rid of air, you can get things called atmosphere, or not atmospheric welding, but if you've got like 2 pieces of metal and there's no atmosphere around them, when they touch, they weld together, Fkatzoid. That's why they test it in a vacuum chamber, to test if shit like that happens.
Satellite as well.
They don't test to see if rocket thrusts work in a vacuum because they already fucking know it does.
Well as a thruster to be tested to study how its firing interacts with nearby surfaces. Thrust can be measured down to micronewton levels. So again, guys, nearby surfaces.
Okay. And that doesn't prove your point at all. God, what a dumb motherfucker. He reads some words, and so, see, that applies to me.
Making my point.
Cold welding, thank you. I knew that. I knew there was a term for it. Thank you, Debatable. I want to say space welding. Space welding.
Oh, maybe you guys can see that.
Gotta be this one.
You guys do this. There you go. See, nearby surfaces, guys. Just so you can see. See? Nearby surfaces.
Yeah, and I bet you if you look hard enough, you'll find the word flat in there.
It's as simple as that. Look, I'm literally making my point. Are there any surfaces in space?
Yeah.
I don't know. The rockets have a surface. Rockets have a surface.
Well, technically, yes.
What surfaces is a rocket in space? Well, what surface is a rocket going
The fucking rocket.
to? What thrust is going?
The fucking the stage that just fired and got done firing, that they're gonna fire the 3rd stage on. That surface. God, you're stupid. You're a dumb motherfucker, Fkatzoid.
Going to push off as a surface
Holy
in space.
shit.
Let's put it that way.
Yeah, the rocket. You said the surface right there. The rocket is the surface.
Nearby surfaces.
Yeah, the rocket is the nearby surface.
You understand?
You could say pushes off itself, in a way.
No, what they're testing there is nearby surfaces. They even give you the size of the vacuum chamber, 2 meters.
You're going to tell us what they're testing, Fkatzoid? You're going to tell us?
And 5 meters, because the thrust can be pushed off of those nearby surfaces. In other words, the container wall of the vacuum chamber, they are able to measure the thrust. What? Because it's off of a surface.
Why don't you step back from your fucking microphone just a little bit, motherfucker? Why do you you stop giving your microphone head?
When you're in space, there are no surfaces Do you understand that?
Why can't the rocket be the surface?
Just like I explained to you.
Rockets don't have surface. Rockets don't have surfaces. Come on, Luca. Get with it.
I mean, if you
Friction.
if you explode something inside the rocket and then expel the explosion out a hole or something, then you'll get the every action has an equal and opposite reaction. You'll get that.
But that's what we're trying to find out. How can you prove that the equal and opposite reaction, Newton's law of motion?
That's what you're trying to figure out? Man, that's pretty fucking sad. You should have figured this shit out in grade school, man. This is when we learned about this shit, in grade school. How does it feel to be dumber than a child, Fkatzoid?
Works in a frictionless environment.
Well, I don't see why it wouldn't.
Because they can't show it to us. That's what I'm saying. You're just literally trusting what people say, but there's no data or demonstration showing this.
Except for physics. Except for, like, all of physics. Yeah, there's no proof anywhere.
Again, it's science. You don't need to prove. You don't need to demonstrate literally everything in science to know something happens. You don't need to.
Yes, you do. That's how science works.
No, you don't. You don't know how science works, motherfucker. You don't know what a fucking variable is. You don't understand the third law of motion. You don't understand the second law of thermodynamics. You do not know how science works, liar.
Works.
Not really.
That's how science works, mate.
Oh, that's how science works.
It's exactly how science.
Yeah, so all this shit that we've already experimented with and determined, we got to do that again? That's not how science works, maggot.
Science works. Science works with experimentation, and if you're not going to experiment, then you can just leave science alone. Then it's not science.
I'd say the one I said matches more closely with science.
Right, so not experimentation is matching with science. Is that what you're telling me?
Well, you don't need to do an experiment.
Of course you do. That's literally part of the scientific method, is experimentation. How else are you going to validate your hypothesis if you do not do experimentation?
Holy crap, man.
Okay, well, let's go back to the focal pendulum.
Back off your fucking mic, Fkatzoid. Christ.
I doubt the focal pendulum has been tested on every single latitude on Earth. Now, if it matches with like 99%...
Would you need to do an experiment to validate that hypothesis?
Yes, it's been done. Yes, it can be done at different locations. Luca is saying that you don't have to confirm its movement at every latitude. You don't have to do that. You can extrapolate what it's going to do at any latitude based on what it's already done. You don't have to test everything all the time, Fkatzoid. You can rely on the testing that's already been done.
You can, but it'll...
So if you don't do an experiment to validate the hypothesis, what's the use of making a hypothesis?
Well, if you...
So are you saying that the third law of motion has not been validated? The hypothesis for the third law of motion has not been validated? Is that what you're saying? Fucking dipshit.
At that point, it becomes, you
loser.
Test it, if you doubt it, you can test it. You can...
Yeah, test it yourself, Fkatzoid. Build a vacuum chamber. Conduct an experiment. But you won't, will you? You can't even draw lines in the sand right, man. You can't even use a compass correctly. You think you're smarter than everybody. Holy fuck.
You can do it yourself.
Again, Luca, if you're testing it, are you doing experiment?
You need to build... Yeah.
Great, so the whole argument here is, why don't we need experiments to prove rockets working in space?
Because we already know Newton's third law of motion. That's why rockets go in space. We already know this, Fkatzoid. You don't have to test it over and over again. You don't have to test every rocket in space to know that it works in space. It's a law of motion. It's an unbreakable, undeniable law of motion. Fuck, you're stupid. Holy shit, you're a dumb motherfucker.
Well, we already
Holy
have
fuck.
rockets.
No, we
in
don't.
space,
That's the point.
so don't. Well, you say that there's a dome, so
Yes. The Bible clearly tells us about the firmament.
okay. Then, how about we do?
Yeah, the Bible tells us that we have a sky above us. That's what the Bible says. Firmament is Hebrew for sky, dipshit. Or whatever language it was created in. It means sky. It means the sky. It isn't a fucking dome, dumb fuck. It's a lot of dumb people saw the sky and they said, wow, that looks like it could be pounded out of liquid metal. Pounded out of liquid metal. That's somehow clear as glass. That's how fucking ignorant they were back then, Fkatzoid. They didn't know anything.
Do like an experiment on the firmament then.
What is the firmament?
Yeah, go find it, man. Prove that there's a firmament. Prove there's a firmament, then we'll believe you. But until then, it's just your opinion, man.
Got to do with you trying to prove rockets work in a vacuum.
Because you haven't proven the firmament exists. Therefore, you've not proven that space is a violation of the second law of thermodynamics. You know, you talk about people doing science. Why haven't they done experiments? Why haven't they done any demonstrations? Why haven't they done anything? What the fuck have you done, asshole? Except lie about where the sun rises. You've not done shit, motherfucker. Stop demanding from everyone else what you refuse to do yourself.
I say...
You do know that we can still have a vacuum inside the dome.
Well, yeah, we can have that.
Because we have pressure gradients.
No, we don't have a dome. There's no fucking dome, dipshit. And no, you can't have a pressure gradient inside your dome because gravity doesn't exist. And gravity is the reason why we have a gradient atmosphere, which allows us to have refraction. You don't have gravity, therefore you can't have a gradient atmosphere. And why hasn't your atmo plane filled the dome yet? Fucking ignorant.
We can have a vacuum-like building or something, but...
But at the end of the day, the closer you get to the firmament, it would be a surface, correct?
No, it won't. That is incorrect. There's no such thing as the firmament. There's no dome, Fkatzoid. Prove it if you think there is. Don't just breathe in and breathe out saying, oh, we have air, so there must be a dome. You know, I've got a penis. Therefore, there must be a magic chicken somewhere. That makes as much sense.
Well, yeah, the firmament would be a surface.
Yeah.
So, does the Bible say what it's made out of, though? Crystal or something, right?
Just say it looks like crystalline glass. Doesn't say what it's made out of.
No, it also says it's made out of metal. Molten metal. Pounded molten metal. Which is fucking impossible. You know, they didn't even understand how fucking metallurgy works. How you fucking manufacture things out of metal. You don't forge fucking molten steel.
So, okay, so...
hey, Crypto Mike.
What's your argument again?
The argument is you claiming that, hey, they say rockets work in space, so therefore rockets work in a vacuum. I'm saying that's not true. There's no demonstration of this. Just because they say so doesn't mean it's true.
So there's no demonstrations of flat Earth. Just because you say so doesn't make it true. But see, we have demonstration of the globe. What a hypocritical shit stain.
Let's see if we have a... Oh, maybe this one?
Just a fucking ignorant fuckknuckle.
Oh, this bit. Okay, hold on. I think I found something. Maybe.
By the way, Luca, do you enjoy Flat Earth Fridays?
I think they had a good stopping point for the Christian talk. No, it's a break from all the.
No, that's why I say I do this for you guys.
Yeah, because you have you have like 6 days of 5 days of Christian talk and then 1 day of flat Earth.
Mhm.
I think that's good. I think the.
And the Spirit of God was hovering over the face of the deep. Now, how do you have tissue on a fossil if it's supposed to be hundreds of thousands years old?
You don't. You don't. Are you talking about those fossil hunters, those Christian fossil hunters that pull a fraud on people? Talking about those grifters? You don't have viable tissue in a fossil. You don't know how fossils work, do you? You don't know how fossils are created, do you? God damn, there just isn't anything this motherfucker knows at all.
Well, I mean, I would need to know a bit more about, like, preserving.
I just want to say,
they didn't find any fossils with viable tissue. They didn't find any fossilized bones with fucking bone marrow in them. You're full of shit, Fkatzoid. You've been duped.
Really flat. I know you don't get carbon dating on plastic. I was just making an example for him, and just so you can understand how it works. I'm not saying there's carbon based on plastic, for Pete's sakes, really.
Yeah, I did.
Because he says flat Earth isn't scientific, it's biblical. That's what he says.
Say when something dies.
People are being semantic.
Yeah. So yes, the carbon dating only works on something that is living.
But like for instance, I don't know if you. Some people, like for instance, bring up like diamonds, and they say the diamonds actually debunk the carbon dating. That's actually very interesting. You should look into.
Who says that? Who says that? Do diamonds debunk carbon dating? Diamonds do not debunk the scientific validity of carbon-14 dating, but they are used by young Earth creationists to challenge the assumed age of diamonds. While diamonds are geologically dated to be billions of years old, some studies have found trace amounts of carbon-14 inside them because carbon-14 has a short half-life of 5,730 years. It should be theoretically undetectable after 100,000 years. So, yeah, it's fucking young Earth creationist bullshit.
What? Diamonds have carbon?
It debunks the carbon dating system.
Diamonds are
forever. Yeah, it's compressed.
Compressed carbon or something. Right?
But anyway, we're getting off the weeds. What I'm trying to say is, you made a claim that, in the Bible things are false. Okay?
Yes, the Bible things are false. The earth isn't flat. Pi isn't 3. Snakes don't talk. People can't walk on water. Donkeys don't talk. Burning bushes don't talk. You can't turn a woman into a pillar of salt. Jesus fucking Christ.
What do you say is false in the Bible?
How about the flood? No,
The
flood.
How can the flood be false?
Because there's not enough water on this planet to cover the entire planet up to Mount Everest, you dumb motherfucker.
Well, let's see. Well, straight away, it would debunk the infinite Earth theory.
Yeah, infinite Earth is not biblical.
And
neither is flat Earth.
You said that the dome is where's the how wide is the dome?
The Bible doesn't say.
Oh, well, okay. Well, let's see.
The Bible doesn't say. Why? Why, Fkatzoid? Why didn't the Bible say? This is your science book, man. It doesn't even give you a dimension of the fucking dome.
If rain fell until Mount Everest was covered, then it would, well, basically, was the dome there when the rain started falling?
I'm not understand what you're saying.
Like, God made it rain for like 40 days and nights, right?
Yeah, go on.
That's what it says. So was the dome there when the rain
it says
began?
that. It says that the windows of heaven were opened and the fountains of the deep. So what happens is the Bible explains that the earth is sitting above the abyss waters underneath and above the firmament.
The abyss waters?
there's more waters.
Hey, Dan, how you doing?
And when the heavens were opened, the firmament were opened, and water was able to go through the firmament, and water was able to come from underneath from the abyss to fill the earth up. That's why we had that abundant amount of water capable of flooding the whole earth. Now, that doesn't work on a globe theory, though, because there isn't enough water to sustain a global flood for a globe.
Right, and there isn't enough water on a flat earth to do it either. Holy fuck, you're gullible. You really are a gullible piece of shit, Fkatzoid.
So even that debunks the globe. If you want to be a Christian holding to the globe belief system, you either have to take Noah's, either to take Noah's flood as just a local flood, or they have to take it as a parable, not an actual thing that happened.
Hold on.
Now you didn't miss too much. Well, yeah, you kind of did. We've been on for 3 hours, so sorry.
Wait a minute. Can't we reverse?
I mean, but it's the same fucking thing he said every fucking Friday. Every fucking time he talks, it's just the same thing. So no, you didn't miss anything.
What you said?
Not really.
Try to reverse it.
Say that it debunks Noah's flood.
That's what I'm saying. It doesn't work on a globe. If you believe you live on a globe and you're a Christian, you believe the flood worked, then it wouldn't work because you wouldn't have enough water for it to work on a globe.
That's why it's impossible, dipshit. The Earth has been measured. We know the Earth is a sphere. It's been measured, so it can't be flat. But he really, really, really wants it to be.
You understand? There's not enough water on Earth to flood the whole Earth on a globe. But when it comes to the flat Earth, which is explained with waters below the abyss and waters above, you have more than enough waters, and the waters are able to recede again.
How so?
Because the waters are not on Earth. The water is below, and the waters are above the firmament.
But where did it go? Where did it drain?
It receded.
How?
Have you ever seen water recede into the ground?
Yeah, we have. It's because the ground is porous. But see, you had all this air underneath the waters below. You had just a big, empty fucking planet-sized space where the waters were. Is that what there was? He just dumb. Holy crap.
You have evaporation. You must also understand what happens if there's so much water and rain. What happens when there's so much water and rain like places? Temperatures change, correct?
Yeah.
There's more evaporation.
I suppose.
So water gets evaporated quicker. The water's being pushed back down below to the fountains of the deep. And it's just a cycle, water cycle.
No, that's not part of the water cycle, dumb fuck. That's not part of the water cycle. The water cycle. Now, I'll bet you money that we can read through this thing and you won't see fucking firmament or abyssal waters mentioned anywhere. You are a dumb fuck, Fkatzoid. You're a dumb motherfucker. You don't know anything. Stop trying to pretend like you're smart.
What about theological records there?
Well, how do you think the Grand Canyon was formed?
Grand Canyon was formed by a fucking river and erosion, dipshit.
Well, the Grand Canyon was formed by, I guess, repeated beating.
Everyone knows it was formed when fucking Paul Bunyan and Babe plowed a fucking trough through the earth. Everyone knows that. Jesus fucking Christ.
Water.
In a way.
So can you show through history where water was high enough to cause the Grand Canyon?
Yeah, a river was high enough. And then it eroded the Grand Canyon, or eroded the ground under it, and created the Grand Canyon. Jesus fucking Christ. He brings up shit he has no fucking clue about. How was the Grand Canyon formed? The Grand Canyon was primarily formed by the Colorado River carving through rising rock layers over the past 5 to 6 million years. Tectonic uplift raised the Colorado Plateau, enabling the river to cut down deep, while the erosion from rain, ice, and tributaries widened it. This process exposed nearly 2 billion years of Earth's geological history. So no, it wasn't a great flood, you fucking moron.
Well, the Grand Canyon wasn't always there.
Exactly. Noah's flood caused the Grand Canyon. We can.
No, it didn't, dumb fuck. It didn't. The Colorado River caused the Grand Canyon, you dumb shithead. Jesus fucking Christ.
See archaeological finds. We can even see archaeological finds with sediment based on fossils and things like of whales and fish and crustaceans on the top of mountains and things like that.
Yes, because of upheaval. Because that's how mountains are formed. Because you have tectonic plates that push against each other and they do this. And they take that ground that was at sea level before when there was an ocean over it, and it pushes it up to the top, you dumb fucking dipshit. God damn, you're dumb as fuck.
Where you need water for that to happen there.
Holy
So like I said, there's a lot of evidence to show the flood true, but not much evidence to say...
No, there is no evidence that proves the flood true, Fkatzoid. None. Zero. Zip. Zilch. Nada. You're a lying fuck, Fkatzoid.
It's not true unless you're trying to argue against the globe. And that's why I said, I 100% agree, if you believe in a globe, Noah's flood cannot work. It's just scientifically impossible to work on a globe.
Yeah.
But I don't believe in the globe. I believe in what the Bible teaches me.
Then you're a dumb motherfucker. If you believe the Bible over science and reality, you're a dumb motherfucker.
The Bible doesn't teach a globe, so yeah. Anything else you think the Bible has wrong?
Yeah, the value of pi.
Earth's surface area is about 5.
Does pi equal 3, Fkatzoid? The Bible says it does.
Like many.
And you know what's funny is no one. I don't mind the Bible getting the value of pi wrong. That doesn't bother me at all. It's the fact that nobody has bothered to fix the error. In 2,000 years, nobody's bothered to fix the error. That amazes me. That rational people can read the Bible and read that and then know that no, that's not pi. 3 times the circumference is not pi, is not 3. It's 3.14159,362, blah, 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 blah. Nobody's bothered to fix it. That's how goddamn dumb Christians are. So that's how gullible Christians are. As a matter of fact, the Bible says it's an abomination to change any of the words. So God's saying, I got it wrong, but you can't change it, motherfucker. What a fucking piece of shit.
Many kilometers.
I don't know what you're talking
about. So
I don't know when they're going to proceed with this booster test. I have no idea, man. This thing's been going for 11 hours. They wheeled this thing out 12 hours ago. I have no idea when they're going to actually do it.
It's okay, Luca, don't worry.
Let's see.
Ooh, got a message on my phone moving on me.
Yeah, you've already said the water thing. So, if you believe in a globe, they cannot happen, but you don't believe in a globe. Okay, how about what about human civilization?
What about human civilization?
I mean, if you use a young Earth timeline, then the flood is what they say. The flood is often placed around 2400 BC.
About 4,000 years ago.
Yeah. So, if the flood happened at around 25, 24, 23, whatever, 100 BC, when was Egypt's Old Kingdom? Yes. When was that?
Wait. You do know that Noah... Wait, you do know that there were only 8 people on the ark, correct?
Uh-huh.
Noah and his wife and the children with their wives and whatever.
Everyone else was left to die.
Okay, so what happened is...
So how did How did the world happen, Flatzoid? Are you saying that everyone's inbred? Because that's what would have to happen, Flatzoid. You had 8 people on the ark. Noah, his wife, that leaves 6. You got the 3 brothers, Ham, Shem, and Abednego, and their wives. So they had kids. Who did those kids fuck? Each other? And then who did those kids fuck? Each other? So you're saying that we're all inbred? I know it would have had to happen with Adam and Eve. So in the biblical world, everyone is inbred. Yeah, I don't like to think that.
When they got off there, they went to multiply again, correct?
Uh-huh.
Okay. And can people have twins and triplets?
Uh-huh. Wait,
Okay.
does that mean but they were family?
No.
Yeah, they were all family, Flatzoid. They were all family. It's like fucking Texas Chainsaw Massacre, man.
Son had a wife, another son had a different wife, and another son had a different wife. You do.
Right. So did they keep it in the family, or did they interbreed between families, which are all the same genetic heritage? So they all have the same genes from Ham, Shem, and Abednego. There weren't any other men.
You said Noah and his family. They were the only
Noah
ones
and his
saved.
wife, his 3 sons with their wives.
Ah.
So there were multiple people to have generations of children, correct?
Yeah, but I'm talking about something that shouldn't have. Okay, Egypt.
And that's also not to say that all the people did die out in the flood as well. Because if you look later on, you still have giants in the land, hence David and Goliath.
No, you don't have giants in the land. Goliath was just a tall dude. That's all he was. He was big and tall. See, people in the Middle East back then were really tiny, like 4 or 5 foot tall. Goliath was big. That's why they called him a giant. He wasn't like 30 feet tall, Flatzoid. How tall was Goliath in the Bible? So how tall was Goliath? The Masoretic text, the authoritative Hebrew version of the Old Testament, describes Goliath's height as 6 cubits and a span. A cubit is approximately 18 inches, and a span is around 9 inches. This would make Goliath roughly 9 feet 9 inches tall, an incredible height by any standard. So, yeah, he was just a really tall guy, man.
Hold on. Egypt's old kingdom was around, I think, 2600. No.
The flood was 4,000 years ago, Luca. Okay?
2000.
Egypt's kingdom came way after that.
No, it was around. Egypt's kingdom was around both before and after the flood.
Yes,
So
and that's what I'm
work.
saying. You know that not everybody did die in the flood. Because you still...
Because, Egypt's kingdom would have been destroyed by the flood.
It's very wait. It's very simple. The reason God made the flood, okay, is quote unquote because He had to, how can I say, get rid of the corruption of bloodlines. Okay, hence all the.
So He couldn't just command them to not be corrupt. He couldn't do that, Flatzoid. He had to destroy everyone on the planet except for 8 people. That's how weak and ineffectual and idiotic your God is. I agree with Eugene Merman. Let me find this for a second. Yeah. God is a 12-year-old boy with Asperger's.
Please welcome to the
I'll be right back.
Stage, Eugene Merman.
Thank you. Thank you very, very much. It's great to be here. Or not. No, it is. It's a good time. This is a very fun place. Chicago is a wonderful city, probably. It is a little smoky. It's a little Lenny Bruce out here. 1962. Now to do all my dangerous shit that challenges the status quo. That's a real term. I stole it from debate when I did that in high school. Anyway, I was in an elevator because I have the money. And it was very small. It was like this big, and it was super crowded. And then this guy sarcastically goes, "There are probably bigger elevators than this in Russia." Probably. That's not one of the pre-agreed. And there was a little boy behind the counter who had a bucket of fish, of live fish, and he took one out and he put it in his mouth. So it'd be like, build a time machine and jerk off in it. And it's confused, and they would just be like, I don't know what this is. Is it a hat? I don't know. But that's not news. You can't like put a cat on a. That's how news works. Special ed, like regular, like I'm terrible at school special ed. The reason they put me in special ed, like the way, and not in a sweater, like I saw him on TV. Teacher at the end was like, you get an A+. I was in Cape Cod in Massachusetts, and I went on a whale watch, which was really fun. There were all these, it was a giant boat with two big open at levels, and then there were all these.
This isn't the one I wanted. Hold on.
I'll know that people still listen to records. But the reason I'm telling you what makes it amazing is that they kept throughout the story cutting to like 5, 6, 7-year-old children holding records confused. That's how news works. I was mouth, and it was like wiggling like,
Well, this isn't it. Hold on. God damn it.
They put me in special ed.
Hold on. No, I can't find it. Why do they mislabel shit? I hate that. Anyway. Yeah, I mean, God is a 12-year-old kid with Asperger's is basically the joke. It's like he makes commandments like you can wear a hat, but it has to be a little hat on the center of your head. What, we can't wear it to the side? No, because I said so. And there's so many evil people in the world. How are we going to solve this? I don't know, send a flood to kill everybody. But couldn't we do it some other way? No, because I'm God. He's a 12-year-old kid with Asperger's. God doesn't know anything but doesn't know how to do anything. He just, let's destroy everything, because fuck.
The Nephilim. The fallen angels had children with the wives, and then they had Nephilim. And those Nephilim were very evil. And they were, going crazy, killing people and eating them, and, doing really abominable things. And Noah was seen as still one of the, pure blood, you could say. Uncorrupted bloodlines still left. And because of the prophecy of Jesus, God had to keep the bloodline pure, hence for the flood. But it doesn't mean that there weren't survivors of the flood. Because you still, for instance, see David and Goliath later on. So there were still giants in the land. There were still people keeping different cultures. And obviously there were still more women and men that were able to procreate other than Noah and, the rest of them.
Doesn't that contradict the flood then?
No, it doesn't
flood
contradict the
story?
flood. Doesn't No, it doesn't contradict the flood because the Nephilim died. Okay, but it doesn't mean that everybody.
But okay, so everybody died. The Nephilim died. So how could there still be giants?
Died. So there was still.
Say what? Say what? What did you say?
The flood then?
No, it doesn't contradict the flood. No, it doesn't contradict the flood because the Nephilim died. Okay, but it doesn't mean that everybody died.
No, the Great Flood killed everybody. Fkatzoid, everybody died except for Noah and his family. What are you talking about? The fuck are you talking about? Look, he's just lying about trying to make up excuses to justify the Bible contradicting itself. He really is a pathological liar.
So there were still people with probably Nephilim bloodlines, hence why there were still giants. I mean, you still have people today that's abnormally large, correct?
Yes, because people grow big. Not everyone's the same size, Fkatzoid. But those people are rare. And if you get up to a certain height, you have problems. You have physical problems, Fkatzoid. I'd imagine that Goliath's bones were brittle as fuck. That he broke his legs a lot because just his enormous size would have put too much strain on them. And I'd imagine if he wore armor, the same thing would happen to him as happened to another fucking tall giant dude, where he had to wear braces on his legs to keep his legs from snapping. And the brace wore a spot in his leg that got infected and it killed him.
How could the purpose for the...
So Fkatzoid says that people survived the flood that weren't in Noah's Ark. Does the Bible say that anyone Does the Bible say anyone survived the flood except for Noah and his family? According to the Bible, no other human being survived the flood except for Noah, his wife, his three sons, Ham, Shem, and Japheth. And their wives, a total of 8 people. Genesis 7:21-23 states that all flesh died and only those on the ark were spared. You dumb fucking lying sack of shit that doesn't even know your own fucking Bible.
The ark was to save
the bloodline. The purpose of the ark was just to save the bloodline. That was it. Because Noah's bloodline was the last righteous bloodline. Okay, the pure bloodline. That wasn't corrupted. That's it. Okay. Yeah. So to save it, that's the story. I'm just telling you that's the story behind it. Apparently.
Yeah. The flood killed.
The Bible doesn't go into that great detail. These you get from other apocrypha books that more or less tell you that guideline.
Again, you're saying that the Bible. You're saying something that isn't stated in the Bible happened.
No, Noah's flood is in the Bible. I was just giving you more of an outline on why Noah's flood based outside of the canon. So again, I'm asking you, the thing is you're trying, wait, Luca, you're telling me Noah's flood didn't happen. You're telling me Noah's flood didn't happen. Okay.
No, it didn't. It's physically impossible for it to fucking happen. The story of the global flood in the days of Noah is one of the most important in the Bible. The narrative reveals the nature of people, the nature of God. Yeah, cruel, fucking murderous nature, and the unparalleled worldwide catastrophe that occurs when the two intersect. In the story, Noah is set apart from the rest of humanity, as is evident in God giving special instructions to him. Many readers are curious to know why God chose Noah for the task. Noah was a man who was uniquely righteous in an area of exceptional wickedness in the world. Genesis reports that every motive and thought people had in their hearts was only evil all the time. In contrast, Noah exhibited extraordinary faith as he walked with God in obedience. It had nothing to do with his fucking bloodline, dumb fuck. It was because he was devout. You dumb motherfucker.
Okay, because nah. I'm telling you, this is what the Bible says, and that's what the Bible says.
So you say, you're...
How many blood types do we have? Okay, Luca, how many blood types are there?
Well, I think that's like...
A blood type is not a bloodline, dumb fuck. A blood type is not a bloodline. People in the same bloodline have different blood types. God damn, you're dumb. Holy fuck, you're stupid.
There's blood
Are you
type
fucking
There's
kidding
8.
me?
There's 8 blood types.
A and minuses.
There's 8 blood types, Luca.
Okay, 8.
How many people were on the ark?
8.
There we go. Anything else you think is false in the Bible?
Yeah, that sounds convincing. But let's see.
Coincidence?
Actually is. Let's have a look.
How many blood types are there? Red blood cells are complex. There's much more to blood types than A, B, and O. More than 100 years ago, Dr. Carl Landsteiner discovered that not all red blood cells are alike. He found that different people's blood is mixed and would often clump up and curdle. Many people know where they fit in the classic ABO blood typing system, which designate blood type A, B, AB, or O. But these 4 basic blood groups aren't the end of the story. I don't want a fucking story. I want a number. God damn it. Fucking Google. Okay, 8 common blood types determined by the ABO and RH system: A plus, A negative, B plus, B negative, O plus, O positive, AB, and AB negative. These are based on the presence of A and B markers, along with the RH factor protein, plus or minus, or positive or negative. While these 8 are the most common in clinical settings, there are over 47 different blood group systems containing over 600 total antigens. So no, it's not because there was 8 people on the ark, you dumb fuck. Oh my god. What a dumb fuck. He just makes shit up. Just makes shit up. Lies his ass off. No regret.
Okay, that's pretty convincing.
No, it's not, Luca. What the fuck? I've lost all respect for Luca. All. None. I've got none left. None. I think we're done. Fuck this guy. He's only got, 10 minutes left, and I'm not going to sit through another 10 minutes of this piece of shit. So thanks for coming, guys. Thanks for watching. Appreciate you being here. Click like, subscribe, click the notification bell icon. And until next